This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Wheeler Orthodontics, Octopus Car Wash, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport, and Horn Auto Center. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school football on iTalk 106.7 FM and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Very good afternoon, and thank you for joining us from Sun Devil Stadium on Arizona State University's campus, which is hosting the 4A Conference Championship, pitting the number 1 ALA Gilbert North Eagles against the number 2 Snowflake Lobos, as I'm Derek Palmer alongside Aaron Hewish. And Hewish had got a bit of a rematch. ALA Gilbert North had gone up to Snowflake earlier in the year and was able to overcome the Lobos 31-21. It was a ball game that they led 31-7 at halftime. But this is a little bit of a different look from Snowflake, especially on the defensive side. Is this the sort of game where they're going to have to really make sure that they are dominant on that side of the football if they're going to come away with the hardware?
You know, Derek, they say defense wins championships, and I think that is one of the biggest things right now is who's going to come out defensively. I think the Lobos know what they're going to do. They're going to come out and run the football, but they have to stop this very fast-paced, very high-powered, very fast-striking ALA Gilbert offense.
We'll take a look at the Ace Hardware keys to the game. If you need a key made any day or night, any night of the week, go to Ace Hardware. It has 3 mountain locations. While defense is certainly going to key the Snowflake chances, we'll say, possibilities. They had another change since they had last played these Eagles. Easton Butler had been playing quarterback primarily going through the first, they say, 3 quarters of the season. But when Bryant started taking the snaps, the offense started opening up quite a bit. But then we saw in the last ball game when the Lobos were able to advance into the championship game that it was actually Butler going in at the fourth quarter and quarterbacking to lead the way into overtime and getting the eventual victory. So the question now becomes, who dat under center?
You know, Derek, I don't know. As I was able to talk to a few of the coaches this week and talk to them about the situation and what's going on, there really was never a definitive, this is what we're going to go with. You know, they had that, when you talked about that ALA Gilbert game, they had that loss to Cactus and then that little bit of a hiccup against Apache Junction, and they kind of blew things up to make the changes that they needed to make to get to this point. And so I'm not sure who they're going to use because it did look like they went back to old habits, but they're playing an old foe, new habits, new foe, old habits, old foe. We're not sure what they're going to do.
Now they were able to get the win primarily relying on the ground game, especially in the fourth quarter and overtime period against CDO last week. Not necessarily something that they were shying away from earlier in the season, but even when Butler come in, as the Snowflake Lobos take this field, and a pretty big contingent of fans from the mountain coming down to root them on, but to get back to the point, they were really using especially Butler's feet to make a lot of plays, to set up the bigger plays from especially Braden Lewis. You're going to have a direct opposite look at that coming out of the ALA Gilbert North attack, where Adam DeMonte is throwing for 350 yards a game. His primary target, Brandon Phelps, how many yards did he catch? 1,400, something in that ballpark?
You know, Derek, right now they have him listed for 1669
there
on
you
the
go.
stats. So about half the yards that DeMonte threw were to number 1 Brandon Phelps. And you got to look for him tonight to be the battery, as you will, the pitcher-catcher of the ALA Gilbert offense to make the plays, and Snowflake's got to come up with an answer to stop them to start this game. You know, I had a chance to talk to some of the coaches and some of the teachers at the high school, and one of the things that they brought up, Derek, was the fact that Snowflake might need to consider not deferring the toss if they win and taking the ball. That way they can try to go on a 10-minute methodical drive and come up with some positive points, whereas if ALA Gilbert gets this ball first, it might be quick strike.
Well, that to the point, though, when you go back and look at the way that the ball game started, where ALA Gilbert North was able to start, and actually more so than it did the rest of the game, seemed as if it was trying to establish the run, kind of reading the minds of what everybody was thinking. But after that first drive, they went back to what you'd think of them as a kind of a high-flying offense, really chucking it around. What was interesting, alternatively, Snowflake's first couple of possessions seemed as if the Lobos were trying to establish the run and went 3 and out. It took a while to really try to get any kind of rhythm. But that was, again, kind of the old-look Lobos, where they maybe weren't quite as committed to the run as they are now.
Well, the interesting thing about what you said there, Derek, is we did see the 3-and-out bug bite them a couple times the last 2 weeks. We saw it real heavily in that Prescott game, and we also saw it at the beginning in the first half of that CDO game. And that's what we saw at the beginning of the ALA Gilbert game. And we saw it real big in that Apache Junction game. So the games that they haven't been able to do that, they have not been as successful in the end as they would like to have been, although they did come out on top in a few of those.
Take a look from the Ace Hardware keys to the game and transition over to the Summit Regional Medical Center injury report. The Lobos, arguably their most important defender today, and Lance Christensen, has not been entirely available because he's been trying to make it all the way through concussion protocol, but it sounds as if he is ready to go today.
It sounds as if he's ready to go. I only got a little bit of tidbits on that, but as far as I'm looking at that Christensen is lined up and he's going to be ready to go today. And I don't expect if he could give it 100% that they would let him on the field. And so I expect to see good things out of him. And you mentioned could be the biggest key for the Lobos. You also got to look at what's going to happen with Matthew Brimhall there in the middle and what's he going to be able to do. But those two right there are keys.
All right, going to have it. Starting up right after this, it's the Lobos and Eagles playing for a state championship. Solo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
I really wanted to work with robotics. When you come here, you have to act mature and meet deadlines. It's going to help me and my associates, in which I'll be a step closer in college. I'm going to have to apply these skills to the workforce. My ultimate career goal would be to be a mechanical engineer. MPC is transforming my life.
At Sun Devil Stadium for the 4A Conference State Championship. Captains getting ready to take center stage as the Lobos at one point looked as if they were potentially going to slip down the power rankings after that loss to Apache Junction, but really recovered, had a huge win at Post and Butte. That really seemed as if that was the turning point. And again, that was when Bryant was going to slide under center for the Lobos. But the bigger part of that was Easton Butler, who was really establishing himself as a great playmaker out at wide receiver. If they opt to move Butler back to quarterback, the other story is Papa has started getting a lot of balls thrown his way. Moving Bryant under center has certainly forced a couple of other players to establish themselves as capable playmakers. But what do you think? Are they better off trying to use potentially Butler's legs as playmaker or try to get all these other guys the football and passes?
The talk that I've heard is he's such a good athlete, he's going to contribute wherever he's at. So I'm kind of looking to see as I think this coin toss here, Derek, is going to be a little bit important as we look on. But yeah, Butler's going to be important wherever he is. Oh, that could be interesting.
Well, ALA Gilbert North has won the toss and has elected to defer to the second half. So the conversation amongst the educators at Snowflake right now playing out, albeit not necessarily the way that was scripted, but still they're going to get the ball first.
I think, Derek, and we talk about a key and whatever, but it is truly important that the Lobos establish something. They cannot go 3 and out on this drive. It's going to be interesting to see what ALA Gilbert does to, they've probably got 13 games of film. Each of them have every game, and they've dissected and broken down. And so they both know what's in each other's back pocket and what they have. How are they going to respond? What are they going to do? What are the Lobos going to do to move the ball? What is ALA Gilbert going to do to stop it, and vice versa as we get ready for this game?
ALA Gilbert North taking the field wearing black hats, black tops, black pants. The Lobos wearing white hats, white tops, white pants, kind of like cops and robbers sort of look to this one. Give you a hint who might be the good guys, or do you put any stock into that thing?
I never put any stock. I do actually really like both teams' uniforms, though. They're a very clean, solid color. If you're going to do a solid color, black and navy blue are definitely the good ones, and I always like a white-on-white, classic stripes. It's going to be interesting as we get going, just what, we both have our predictions. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, nobody gives Snowflake a chance, but I think as we've talked about this, there's no reason they shouldn't have a chance. This is a championship game, and they have as much of a chance to step on the field. That's why you got to play the game.
Well, coincidentally, ALA Gilbert North has had chances the last 2 years where the Lobos were winning the 3A titles. So it's interesting that now they move up to the 4A, and it's almost as if the reigning champs, as far as these two programs are concerned, is a little bit of the afterthought, as Brandon Phelps is going to be responsible for the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. Of course, when it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. You'll pay the lowest tuition in the state. Phelps, in addition to being the leading receiver for the Eagles, is also the kicker and the punter, and he's going to be sending this in the direction of 3 awaiting Lobos, one of whom is Butler, who's going to be off on the far hash closest to the Snowflake sideline. Otherwise, you got McCray down there, in addition to a player who we don't usually call, as that looks to be Aiden Core.
Derek, something interesting, too, is Snowflake does have a hands team in on the front line. I see a 50s number, but I do see also some 40s numbers. They do put somewhat of a hands unit, trying to see if ALA Gilbert. And, to your point about the 4A, I just received a text message from a friend of mine, and in a joking way, he said, how sickening is it to move 2 teams up to 4A and watch him play, as he does coach at a 3A school here in the Valley.
That is amusing, and it's been a point that I have been belaboring, as there's a pretty good contingency now from both sides, with quite a few ALA Gilbert North fans sitting below us. The Eagles getting ready to kick this one southbound, as it's going to angle toward Butler, who takes that one right in front of the goal line, running into a wedge as he's going to explode over the 20. He's at the 30, starts cutting it back to midfield at the 35, and it's going to be brought down at the 40. The ball comes out, and they're saying he's down.
The linesman came over, and he put his finger on the ground. And as an official, one thing they tell you is you got to sell that call. When you see it, you got to sell it. You got to sell that call. And he came into that pile as everybody in black was jumping up and down, and we hear the boo birds. He was sure that call was made. Great call by the official in being sure of what he saw.
So a 39-yard return for Butler. And if he is responsible for the returning duties, one would think that Bryant is going to come out and serve as the first quarterback, and he does so, as he's got 2 receivers on either side, and I believe Braden Lewis is on his right. Lewis had the 69-yard touchdown that tied the score. Now Lerma's in motion, and they're going to fake the handoff to him. An awkward exchange for Lewis. Doesn't fool anybody, as that's actually McCray who is in the backfield, but as soon as he was able to juggle that snap, he was brought down for a 2-yard loss.
That was Caleb Garrison for the Eagles coming in and making that stop. And Derek, he was met. They're going to actually mark him back for about a 1.5 yard loss, and that is not what they wanted to see start this game. I think if Snowflake's forced to go to the air early on, it's not a good thing right now.
Going to call it 2nd and 11. Now Claire splits wide right. Again, the same formation with McCray standing on Bryant's right. This time it's a straight give, and he's got a huge hole as he gets to the 45, gains 7, but it's going to set up now 3rd down and 5.
This ALA linebacking core in on that stop there. It looked like 3 of them about made a hard hit, and that does bring up a 3rd and half from 10, so 3rd and 5. And what are the Lobos going to dial up here? Because this is big, Derek. This is that first drive we talked about.
Papa wide left, McCray bookending him on the right. Butler is in the slot off the line on the right. Hard snap now as Bryant drops back and the officials blow the play dead, and a false start flag is thrown against the Lobos.
That's going to back them up to a 3rd and 10. And again, Derek, that is not the way they wanted to start this game. Neither team has been on quite this big of a stage in these playoffs or in their history. I'm sure that at a time or two there's been a game played, but Snowflake probably existed and ALA Gilbert North did not at that time.
Now, I didn't see anybody flinch. Was that a formation violation?
We can talk about that.
Tripp's going to the right side now. Papa all alone on the left in single coverage. Bryant, though, looking to the right, throws this one over the head, looking like he wanted Claire, but it's airmailed. And now the Eagles celebrating with great vigor after they force seemingly a 3 and out, as they're pretty fired up.
Derek, the body language right here isn't favoring the Lobos at all. This ALA Gilbert, the Snowflake crowd is dead silent. This ALA Gilbert crowd's on their feet. Their sidelines on their feet. Their 14,000 coaches are running back, congratulating each other. This is not a good thing for Snowflake right now.
Phillips back to receive, standing on his own 25, as they're giving Lewis all the time he wants. He steps into one. Now a fair catch called for and had at the 24. And that's where the Eagles' high-powered offense is going to begin as Adam DeMonte comes out. He's good for 3 bills almost every time out. His favorite target just grabbed out one. Number 1's going to go out wide to the left side. He's going to get matched up, at least at the start here, with Braden Frost.
You know, Derek, did we ever get the statistic on what he threw for up in Snowflake last time?
Yeah, I have that right here. As he's already at the line of scrimmage. Christensen is in safety position out on the left with 3 other receivers. As a man comes in motion, fake the pass to him. Now pressured. DeMonte spins over the left shoulder. Now he's going to run with it. Goes over the 25 and out of bounds to pick up. Well, they're going to mark him for just a 2-yard gain.
It looked like Brimhall and Flake were chasing him and forced him out of bounds. You know, Derek, I don't know if that was a different formation, but it looked like the Lobos were taking a little bit of time sorting themselves out and getting in the correct defensive position.
Got him 17 of 29 for 185 yards.
That might have been his lowest performing night of the season.
Handoff, and now bouncing through a little bit of a hole, but tripped up by Lewis is McKay Beardall, as he is able to gain 3. Going to make it now 3rd and 5, just as the Lobos head face. No score here in the first quarter. It's the first possession for ALA Gilbert North. 9 minutes and 45 seconds left after the Lobos were forced into a 3 and out. Snowflake trying to turn the favor. As there's no huddle here for the Eagles, but everybody's standing along the line of scrimmage looking at the sideline for the play. As now Phillips will be matched up all alone on the left. Split backs on either side of DeMonte as he fakes the handoff. Now with time, flips this one over the middle, but it's very short and incomplete. He alligator armed that.
Absolutely. And what this did, Derek, is if you notice from our vantage point, we're looking at the Snowflake faithful and the Snowflake sideline, and that re-energized. And that's a great thing. Force that 3 and out and give them the ball here and see what they can do offensively as we go forward. But I feel like we're looking at a mirror image of 2 teams that run 2 different types of offense right now as the very early going of this game. And I wonder if that game at Snowflake, I think I just said it, was that DeMonte's low pass game of the year. It might have been, looking at all the other yards he's gone off for.
Christensen and Butler are now on each hash as Phillips kicks this one and angles it toward Butler, who this time fumbles it, and it's going to be grabbed by the Eagles. He tried to run into it. No, it's going to be recovered by Snowflake. Good heavens, did they just dodge one? As Butler looked like he was trying to generate some momentum as he ran underneath that. Instead, it split both of his arms, bounced off of his number, then kicked up into the air off of a knee. And Snowflake fortunate that it's able to get it back as it's right now winning the field position game. This one's going to start in an even better spot at the 44.
I don't know, Derek. This is a big stage. You know, we called this game the last couple of years at Coronado High School just up the road and Campo Verde around the loop on the freeway. And this just feels like a bigger stage. And ALA Gilbert seems to have settled into it. And Snowflake's still trying to get their feet under them.
2 receivers on each side. And now Lerma coming in motion. This time he's going to get the handoff as he tries to curl over the right side of the line, is able to force his way out to midfield. Gained 6 after it looked like he was going to be stopped for a modest gain of 2 or 3.
He was stopped there by Caleb Garrison. They have him listed at 6'3", 250, and they have Lerma listed at 5'9", 165. So he was dragging quite a bit of weight with him, but he did a great job, Lerma did, of getting low and taking that body with him before he was brought down.
Just over into ALA Gilbert North territory. Single receivers on either side. Claire operating as an H-back as Bryant with running backs on either side is going to give way to Lerma. Cuts this one up into Eagles territory, then bounces it out at the 35, steps through a tackle at the 30, cuts back inside as he gets over the 20, and he is all the way down into the red zone at the 17-yard line after a comfort fit denture first down. The first time either side moved the chains, and it's all the way into the red zone.
Derek, the thing about that one is Lerma made that first cut, and he took 3 guys, but then that second cut, which led him to go off a block there, a block by, I believe that was Baum, and allowed Lerma to get about an extra 12 yards off that run because of that cut and block.
Butler on the left. Claire again just behind the left of the line, as this time the handoff goes to McCray, and he's got a huge hole as he takes it down to the 5. A touchdown-saving tackle is going to be brought down by Beardall.
Chance for McCray to add to his team-leading 863 yards is what they have him listed for. And it's going to take this Snowflake running game and that good defense to win, which is a formula I think we all can agree may not be the greatest thing to watch, but it also wins ball games.
First and goal. I thought McCray was going to get in. Beardall stops him as now the handoff again goes McCray. This time he tries the left, puts his head down at the goal line, and he is in the end zone. The Lobos strike first.
And they show some life over on the sidelines. I mean, that's a sight we don't get to see very often is the crowd. And I dare say in a joking way, sure, a great night to commit a crime in Snowflake because the faithful are now on their feet, and they are loud here at Sun Devil Stadium.
5-yard touchdown run for Jet McCray as the Lobos had twice been given excellent field position. All of that because of Butler's huge return on the opening kickoff. As now Sam Brown's going to try to make it 7-0. And it's up and good. The Lobos go on a 44-yard drive and are now leading 7-0 here in the first quarter at the state championship game. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Ace Hardware is certainly the place to get everything from hardware to tools, lumber to drywall, propane to wood pellets, and so much more. But did you know that Ace also has one of the White Mountain's best collections of artificial and silk flowers? Ace Hardware is the best place to find completed arrangements or get all your favorite individual items and make your own. If you're crafty, you'll love everything Ace Hardware has to redecorate your home or create unique, one-of-a-kind gifts in their complete craft section. Oh, and find an unlimited variety of herbal teas from the brand for tea's sake. Ace Hardware in Sholo, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard.
Give him like 8 years to
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASS Man.
by the way.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
7-0 Snowflake leading in the first quarter, 7:45 to go. Got a 39-yard return for Bryant to start the ball game. Both teams go 3 and out. Snowflake looks like they nearly gave away the next possession after Butler. I said Bryant. Butler had that one. Butler nearly had fumbled away the ensuing punt. And then the Lobos take it primarily off of a big run as this one's going to be squibbed and it's angling out of bounds. No, it's still live and nearly gathered in there by one of the Lobos. Who was that was in the neck of the woods?
I'm not sure who it was in the neck of the woods, Derek.
Interesting choice there, though. It's going to set up ALA Gilbert North with excellent field position.
So I was actually talking to Jim Johnson, the special teams coordinator for the Lobos, and I think he gave a little bit of a military secret here. And he said that they're going to pooch every time they kick off this game. He said they're not going to put it in their deep return hands. They don't want to see anything tricky. They don't want to see the Music City Miracle. They don't want to see a reverse. They're just going to put the ball. However, that's some field position that they've given this ALA Gilbert team.
Starting on the 36. The Eagles had 5 yards of offense on their first possession. Now Phillips coming in motion, gets the toss as he's looking to cut it up, and there's flags everywhere as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's right now a 2-yard loss.
I think, Derek, that one of the receivers was covered up. So we're going to have like an illegal formation right here. We'll see what the white hat calls it.
So the Lobos left 2nd and 12 more than 1st and 15.
What do you do on that, Derek?
I'd take that.
I absolutely think that that's a great way to do it. But, the last guy on the line was covered up and went out. And I'm not even sure if that was it.
Actually, I think that's a pass as he tossed it forward. So
we're over the ball.
Phelps now negative 2 yards as there's another flag that comes out. Phelps says this one caught at the 45 before he is decked by Brimhall, but there's another flag out. And what's this?
One of the Lobos was lined up. His helmet was clearly over the neutral zone. He was in the backfield. So we're going to have encroaching on the defense, and they're going to give back 5 of those yards.
So you called it. It'll be 2nd and 7 after Phelps, not Phillips. Phelps was near the yard marker, would have had enough for a first down. So the miscue actually winds up helping the Lobos as DeMonte is going to operate with an empty backfield. 5 receivers set with 3 going to the left. Looking in that direction. Now pressured. Steps up into the pocket. Wants to run as he gets over the 40 and will go into some contact at the 45.
And guess who that was that gave him contact and forced him out of bounds? Number 5, Braden Lewis for the Lobos.
5-yard gain for DeMonte makes it 3rd down and short. Going to call it 2. An ALA Gilbert North team that doesn't really rely on the ground game much at all. In the backfield, moving to the left of DeMonte is Beardall as the Snowflake fans now on the other side start making some noise. Going to try to set up a wide receiver screen where it's hauled in by Morris as he runs over midfield and has a Comfort Fit Denture first down, gain of 9.
Gain of 9 yards on that, and we're moving the chains. He's going to set that down. He stays in bounds. Clock's going to keep going. As we're approaching halfway through this first quarter.
First traditional pass, we'll call it. It's into Snowflake territory out the 48 with 6 minutes and 45 seconds left. Phelps faked the toss to him. Now they're going to throw it to him in the flat where he's got some blocking help as he gets to the 45, runs through an arm tackle and gets to the 43. Looked like McCray was going to stop him for another couple yards fewer, but instead it's going to go down as a gain of 6.
Derek, they keep marching this down very methodically on these passes. I know it's only been 2 plays, but it's been 2 good ones. We had a gain of 5 there. We had a gain of 9 on the other one. 14 yards on this drive, moving the ball down the field.
Phelps, Belanger, and Morris going out wide left. Single man on the near side is Titan Slade, but looking to the left, now going over the middle where it's going to be hauled in by Morris, and he runs through another tackle and gets another couple of yards all the way out to the 24 and a Comfort Fit Denture first down.
Derek, I have that in my book for a gain of 19.
Yep.
And that is just, I mean, that's chunking yards. And a passing team has the ability to do that like these ALA Gilbert Eagles do.
Approaching the red zone now with 6 minutes and 18 seconds, trailing 7-0. Again going over the top where a deflection from one of the linebackers. That's Brimhall was able to elevate and knock that down, set up 2nd and 10.
You know, they have Matthew Brimhall listed at 6 foot 190, and I bet you he was up almost 20 inches in the air with a vertical right there to knock that DeMonte ball down.
So set up now 2nd and 10. This kind of feels like an approach with the Lobos where they're happy just to not allow these receivers to get behind them, give up an awful lot of yards between the 20s and try to stiffen up into the red zone. as three receivers now bunched out on the open side, out for the far sideline. Again, try to set up a screen, but now flush from the pocket. DeMonte wants to run as he gets down the near sideline and winds up going over the 15 and is very close to a first down. Looks like a gain of 9.
Derek, I see two things that are flawed in this Lobo defense. One is they're allowing the people to get outside, and that's something that they like to do, but their linebackers aren't there. The other thing that I'm seeing is if ALA Gilbert wants to, they can sling the ball to one of these backs out of the backfield, and they have an easy 6 to 10 yard gain if they do that.
Morris and Beardall in the back field, as this one's going to go to Beardall, and he might not have it.
The H over here is whistling the ball dead, so they're going to call it a first down.
So he gains the necessary yard, now with 4. And move the chains into the red zone with 1st and 10 from the 18. With 5 minutes and 55 seconds left, the Lobos were able to score on a short field, but a methodical drive here, primarily through the air with 32 yards gained by DeMonte. Now threatening as they're going to go to the back of the end zone looking for Phelps, and it's an easy pitch and catch between the two for the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown.
Derek, DeMonte was going for Phelps the whole time, but if you looked at that, Morris was wide open on that swing out of the backfield, and if they do shut Phelps down, that's going to be wide open. It's something we're going to have to look at as the game moves on, because they're able to, I mean, they made that look really easy compared to that first drive. Very easy on that drive there for the Eagles.
Interesting now, Morris is going to come out and operate as the kicker, trailing 7-6 after that 74-yard drive. Low snap, but it's down and nearly blocked, but it's going to get punched through and tie it up at 7 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because it's close to where I live. My instructor taught me how to build a foundation and framing and use different tools that I haven't used. There's always going to be work everywhere. I want to get educated and start from the bottom and learn how to find myself and what I can do. MPC's transforming my life.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Phelps with the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. Pay the lowest tuition in the state, as that one's all the way to the back line of the end zone. And right around the same spot, just off to the left, where he was able to gather in that 17-yard touchdown reception that punctuated a 66-yard drive. Not a 76, 66-yard drive. So the Lobos now having to try and respond exclusively on the ground with that last drive, and now having to do so with the most real estate that they have seen here in this first quarter. But the good news is they showed that they can really ground and pound, as McCray, who had the 5-yard touchdown, is going to start on Bryant's back. Got 3 receivers coming off to the near side, but the handoff goes McCray, who's met at the line of scrimmage and dropped for a very short gain.
Jet McCray on the carry.
I can't tell if that was 72 or 74 or 71 in there on the line for the ALA Gilbert Eagles, but actually I think it was number 34, and that's Joby. Bryant Joby.
Trying to, again, exploit some gap gashing going through the middle, but nothing there. Now McCray moves over to Bryant's left, and they're going to hand it off eventually. That was a peculiar look as he winds up gaining about 3 yards, but the mesh there was extended for 2 or 3 seconds. That's not something you see very often.
Well, I'm curious, was there a thought to pull that and throw it? But I didn't know enough to watch the lineman blocking. The advantage of having replay is if I'm LA, I'm getting on my replay and I'm rewinding that and seeing what what's going on and what are they looking for.
Lobos facing 3rd and 5. Send 2 receivers on either side. Single back on the left of Bryant. Takes the snap, looking to pass. Lows this one. Oh, it's going to be caught at the 40. I thought they were going for Claire, and I thought it was going to go over his head again, but instead it's going to be a Comfort Fit Denture first down after it's hauled in by Butler and a gain of 20.
So that kind of answers your question there, Derek. Bryant's the quarterback, and Butler's going to be the athlete.
I thought they were going to the sideline, and Claire, I should admit to our listening audience, I have terrible depth perception, and there it was demonstrated as it's pushed all the way out to the 45 on the first down. Single receiver coming out wide left is Papa. Split backs for Bryant. High snap brought down. Now Lerma dances around a couple of tacklers before running along the 50 and then gets pushed all the way to the ALA Gilbert North 45 and has enough for a Comfort Fit Denture first down on the gain of 10.
Derek Lerma, credit him for just dragging the defense, but also the offensive line for pushing. But the play calling right here in this misdirection is doing really good things for the Lobo offense right now.
Clock's under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 7-all. As trips now to the left. Single man on the right is Papa. Might be Butler. As Bryant from the shotgun turns and gives this time to McCray. Tries to find something on the left side. But again, look at the Lobos dragging the pile up for 3 yards after it looked like he was stopped for no gain.
Derek, and you're absolutely right. He is marking that right at 3 yards, and we thought that was no gain at all, and he's coming up with 3 yards.
This is the defining player, I should say one of them, when the Lobos were able to gain an extra couple of yards, maybe even as many as 10 against CDO in the semifinal matchup. As it's going to be Butler wide left. That will be Papa on the far side. And now Lerma, who's in the slot, goes in motion, gets the call, runs into traffic as he gets to the right of the line, stopped at the 40 and might fall forward for a gain of 1.
So I guess it's going to be if you can stop Lerma, you can't stop McCray, and if you can stop McCray, you can't stop Lerma at this point so far.
We're going to say he gained 3. So, again, huge push from the Lobos to make it 3rd and 4 after it looks like their first 2 carries were going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Instead, they combined for 3 yards and move it inside the 40. Put 2 receivers on either side of Bryant, who has McCray on his left. Going to look to pass again, looking to the far side where it's going to be hauled in. They're running behind the yard marker is Papa. His forward progress is going to stop him at the 35. The Eagles sideline is signaling 4th down, but I don't know if they're going to get what they want. But that was a really gutsy decision there by Papa as the Eagle fans now booing, and they might have a case.
And Derek, Papa just didn't know where the mark was, and that's something young that you learn. He is a junior. It's a situation where you just got to know the sticks. One of the great receivers in the game, Larry Fitzgerald, always seemed to know the situation, and he's a junior in high school. He's learning, so it's okay to make mistakes. Hopefully he learns from it here.
Trips now going to the left after the Comfort Fit Denture first down. Handoff McCray, puts his head down, going up the gut, and gets down to the 31 for a gain of 4. And going back to that play by Papa, I think most coaches would be frustrated that he would do something like that, but it's really hard to jump a kid's case when they're trying to make a play.
Absolutely, Derek. You kind of hit that one on the head. And, a little bit ago you were talking about 4 minutes left in this half, and we're suddenly almost at a minute and a half left. So time is ticking off exactly what we felt the Lobos needed to do in this game.
Trips going to the left right now. The formula has been run it on the first 2 downs and then try to get it with the passes. Now Bryant's going to have a designed run that he is going to get a yard, but it was hard fought.
Number 33 for the Eagles looked like he was right there, and that's, is that Guttermilk? Guttermilch?
Yeah.
Josh Guttermilch. Interesting name. Not sure the origin of that one. We don't know where he played last year, but I'm sure he did a heck of a job.
You see the Lobos trying to change it up a little bit there. Looking like initially they wanted to try and pass that one on 2nd down and 7. As there's 50 seconds left here in the first quarter. I thought I heard a whistle blowing, but instead single receiver on either side, split backs on either side of Bryant as the handoff is faked to the initial man through, given, I believe, to Lerma, who gets over the 30 and gains 2 to set up 4th and 4.
This is 4-down territory. The Lobos obviously can't put it in the air with a field goal right here, so they're going to have to go for it. And what happened on that play is the ALA Gilbert defenders, especially that front line, did not bite on that. And it looks like the Lobos are just going to let it run into the quarter as the seconds of the first quarter are going to tick off, and we're kind of in a game we wondered if we were going to have.
Tied up at 7, and right now the player of the game is just the Snowflake ground attack, which has, for the most part here in this first quarter, successfully kept the Eagles offense off the field. The one time that they were able to sustain a drive, they punched it into the end zone, but right now the Lobos threatening as they're going to start the second quarter on 4th and 4 from the Eagle 29. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
I chose welding because there's always going to be a job and you can go so many different directions within it. The professors helped me so much with getting my skill level up to where it needs to be and helping me progress in the ways that I want to. It teaches you really to be job ready, having a good attitude, and still working hard. NPC has transformed my life by giving me a skill and a trade that I can take with me wherever I go.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
I really wanted to work with robotics. When you come here, you have to act mature and meet deadlines. It's going to help me and my associates, in which I'll be a step closer in college. I'm going to have to apply these skills to the workforce. My ultimate career goal would be to be a mechanical engineer. NPC is transforming my life.
Lerman comes in motion, they fake it. Now Bryant had an opportunity to run, but he waited just a little bit too long. He needed 4 yards and he only gained 3.
That's a little bit unfortunate. However, if you're going to turn the ball over, this is a good place to turn it over and have it working.
So they needed to take that many. I might have only gained 2 as they're going to mark the ball at the Eagle 27. Now the question turns after the Lobos were able to take more than 5 minutes off the clock, are now going to turn their attention to Phelps, who has 3 catches for 21 yards, but almost all of them coming on that first, or that touchdown, as he is again getting lined up on the other side of Frost. Generally in single coverage, as there's a lot of time for DeMonte. Now he's pressured, runs through some trouble as he's going to unload this one up toward the 45, and the Lobos trying to work hard to make sure that the receivers don't get behind them, instead are going to allow for the first down. Comfort Fit Denture first down on the gain of 16.
Derek, we just handed some first quarter stats from the good people here at Sun Devil Stadium, and they have Snowflake 14 rushes for 88 yards. However,
Here's a handoff to Beardall as he spins away from a tackler at the line of scrimmage and then stays on his feet to get down to the 50 and gain 7.
Jordan Mowers initially had him in the backfield, but kind of lost him and allowed that gain to happen. Jordan usually sure-handed and sure-footed.
It's going to get a lot more difficult for the Lobos if Beardall is going to start running for 7 yards a crack, as they're going to send now 3 receivers out to the right, empty backfield. DeMonte's a threat to run. Instead, he's going to unload, find Phelps at the 45, and has just enough for a comfort fit Denture first down on a gain of 4.
Yeah, they're going to have Phelps right over the and Derek, that's the thing about, we talked about experience in receivers. Phelps knew where that first down mark was, and he got there. He brought that ball in, and it's like, hey, I'm here. Okay, go down, reset the chains, and let's get our offense moving. And great job by number 1 there for the ALA Gilbert Eagles.
What do you think of the Lobo strategy at this point? Is almost aggressively trying to keep these receivers in front of them?
I'm not sure, Derek. I'm not sure what the thought process is. They've watched film, they've gone over. I do notice they've gone to a 3-man front against this team at times.
DeMonte pressure, but Phelps coming from the far side is going to get this one, but he's dropped back in ALA Gilbert North territory on a loss of 5.
That's Slade Fish, number 50 for the Lobos, coming up from his position and making that tackle.
Phelps started on the near sideline, ran all the way across the field and caught that one at the far hash and was immediately dropped. That's his second reception that has gone for negative yardage, and it set up a 2nd down and 15 now as a low snap. Had by DeMonte, pump fake, now running through some travel as he's still on his feet. He's got Morris wide open here on the near side and finally finds him. Caught at the 45, fumbles the football, and then falls back on it. No, they're going to say it was incomplete.
That's another thing, too, that the head linesman on this side, he saw that ball hit the ground. He sells that call and says, no, he did not catch it. But Derek, that's what happens when you rush 3. That's 5-on-3 blocking right there, and DeMonte was essentially chased all over.
But he never left the pocket.
That he never left the pocket. That's what I was saying, is he almost stood there and toyed with this Lobo defense.
3rd down and 15 now as the Lobo faithful start to rise up. Pressured now as he runs through the pocket, gets to the 50, still on his feet, he belongs to 45, to the 40, and out of bounds over the 37, has enough for a comfort fit Denture first down. And McCray probably fortunate that he doesn't have 15 more tacked onto that one.
Did you see what I saw in the linesman over there? It looked like he might have been reaching for a flag. I saw that, and he decided no. The momentum carried him out. That's a tough call for the official to make. I think it was a good no call, but we the Lobos, they are very fortunate that call was not made to tack on another 15.
9:38 to go in the half, tied up at 7, but now the Eagles threatening as the handoff goes. Beardall tries to bounce to the right side and stopped, and I think that was... Who got there first? It wasn't Munoz.
I think it was Mowers, number 42,
yes.
The defensive end. Mowers came up and made that stop. And as I watch Beardall run, Derek, that guy has like one gear. He was just pump the legs, and he just got him kind of cut from under him.
Same formation. Phelps still on the left. 2 receivers out to the right. Beg your pardon. There's 5 receivers out there as this one nearly had, but instead dropped by Slade. Would have been enough for a first down. Instead, it's going to be 3rd and long once again.
You can't get more fortunate there. And the one thing, Derek, I noticed is the receiver came up and it hit him in the chest and it popped off, and he came up, and first thing he points to is the setting sun here in the Valley of the Sun. And, it's an excuse on why I missed it. And I'm not too fond of that. Just get the job done, young man. Get the job done. Let's not make excuses. You're in the championship.
Phelps in single coverage off on the left. Fake the handoff, Beardall. DeMonte rolling in this direction. Now he's going to stop. There he's going to have to unload and throw this one away out of bounds. No flags as he winds up flat on his back.
Derek, let me ask you this. Were you saying no flags because there was no flags for the holding and the fistful of Jordan Mowers' jersey they had? Or are you saying no flags because possibly the grounding, although he was out of the pocket?
Throw in there, I thought that they might be able to get a little roughness for the passer as well.
I also felt that too. I thought there were 2-3 good no calls, and when they block inside like that on Jordan Mowers, that's perfectly legal.
DeMonte right now lined up 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and it looks as if he's going for it as he throws this one over the middle where it's out of his hands again, intended for Slade. It might have bounced before it got to him. I thought DeMonte was going to punt that.
I thought the same thing you did, as DeMonte was going to step up and punt it. Going back to that previous play, I felt like the blocking was legal on Jordan Mowers there, but as he tried to pull away, it looked like there was some grabbing going on, although he had as much jersey as they had jersey on him. And when DeMonte rolled out of the pocket, I got a little worried for the Lobo defense because he has that soft ball, as you called it, and touched it over the top, and that could have spelled disaster for the Lobos.
So both teams now exchanging fourth down failures, and the Lobos are going to take over on their own 34. Again, have been really reliant upon the ground game as McCray comes out on the right, and they're going to again with that awkward mesh as they throw this one behind Lerma, but he's able to reach back, catch it at the 50, and go into ALA Gilbert North territory down to the 46.
Great job by the Lobos, great play call. There's that mesh you talked about earlier, that slow mesh. You know, Derek, I'm looking at the stats that we were just handed here, and one of the stats that sticks out to me the most isn't necessarily yards, but Brandon Phelps has 1 reception today, and that's it. The Lobos have held him pretty well in check.
Gain of 20 on the Comfort Fit Denture first down. Trips going to the right as now handoff goes to McCray. Tries the left side and gets held up by the shoestrings, but still gains 9, but it was nearly so much more.
That was Morris in on the stop, and Morris saved another 8, possibly 10 yards by being able to bring down Jet McCray by the ankles there. Great job by Jet McCray. Jet had a pretty good first half, not as good as or first quarter, not as good as Lerma, but both of them doing a great job and sharing it equally. We have some discussion amongst the officials.
It looked like the near linesman was signaling first down. The one on the other side said and they're going to go with second down and 1 as the Lobos again in ALA Gilbert North territory. The third time in as many drives with 8 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the half. They're all tied up at 7. 3 receivers coming to the near side, and said the handoff is faked. Going to go off to the left where a man was open. It was Baum, but it was thrown a little bit low and behind him, and he could not haul it in.
Derek, I really like that play call there, and what the Lobos are saying is it's 3rd and 1, or it's 2nd and 1. We're going to go for something to break your backs here because we feel like we can get this yard on the next couple plays. Great play call, great decision. It did, however, look like Baum lost his little foot on the Bermuda grass here at Sun Devil Stadium and wasn't able to reel in that ball.
Crowded backfield for the Lobos. Clear off to the right. Split backs on either side as the handoff is going to go to McCray, who's trying to spin his way right at the yard marker. It's all going to be dependent upon the spot. Right now it looks favorable.
No, they're not signaling it down, so they're signaling it's 4th down. Until they wave their hands over the head to stop the clock, they are going to call that a 4th down.
So he's an inch short. Going to announce no gain, but they did move the stick up just in front of the yard marker.
The Lobo faithful need to get on their feet and need to get behind this football team here if they want to see them do something good here to end this half. And there they go, the Lobo faithful getting up a little bit. And I wonder if we're not going to wait till this calls down and have our first time out of the half.
Snowflake almost never goes under center as their timeout is called. Always kind of long for the days of yore when the quarterback might sneak, but we'll see what they're going to dial up after this on 4th down and an inch. Tied up at 7:24 to go in the half. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
I really wanted to work with robotics. When you come here, you have to act mature and meet deadlines. It's going to help me and my associates, in which I'll be a step closer in college. I'm going to have to apply these skills to the workforce. My ultimate career goal would be to be a mechanical engineer. MPC is transforming my life.
Ace Hardware is certainly the place to get everything from hardware to tools, lumber to drywall, propane to wood pellets, and so much more. But did you know that Ace also has one of the White Mountain's best collections of artificial and silk flowers? Ace Hardware is the best place to find completed arrangements or get all your favorite individual items and make your own. If you're crafty, you'll love everything Ace Hardware has to redecorate your home or create unique one-of-a-kind gifts in their complete craft section. Oh, and find an unlimited variety of herbal teas from the brand for tea's sake. Ace Hardware in Sholo, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom.
So a little bit of a change-up after the timeout. Easton Butler comes out. He's got running backs on either side of him, and he keeps it and gets a full head of steam from the shotgun and is able to just go to the left of his center and run for the first down. But it was tight, and the Eagles thought they got the stop. Instead, 7 minutes and 10 seconds left. Move it down to the 36-yard line of ALA Gilbert North as Easton's going to try it again. Tries the left side of the line, is able to get toward the 30. Well, they're going to stop him at the 32 and a gain of 4.
Yeah, a gain of 4 on the play, and Butler back at quarterback. And this is a very similar picture to what we saw last Friday in Snowflake to what the Lobos are doing on this drive.
It resembles what Canyon Del Oro was doing at times with bringing in a running back, and there was never a threat to throw it, at least in the first two. Butler's just getting the snap and going. As he's again going to come out in the quarterback position. He's again going to have split backs on either side. Olberg is now off to the right as he takes the snap, and this time, no, he's looking to throw. Pump fake, trying to go down the far sideline where a step was had by Papa, but it's going to sail incomplete.
There also is a flag down, Derek, and that is in the neighborhood of pass interference, which in high school is going to be a 15-yard. In this case, it's going to be a first down, and that could be huge. Let's turn it over to the White Hat.
Pass interference, defense, number 3, 15-yard penalty, results in first down.
Well, the Eagle fans are frustrated. Do they have a case?
I think it was a great call.
Right.
I think, and see, what we can't see here and what we don't have on the vantage point when you look at the replay is I think there was some off-push and contact and some separation made, and you cannot do that at any level of football, by the way.
So Comfort Fit Denture first down, move it inside the 20 as the handoff this time goes Lerma, trying to get to the right side where he stays on his feet. The Lobos, yards after contact, has to be getting high.
I'm saying, Derek, right now they probably have 45 yards after contact at this point. We saw the play earlier with Lerma where he went 10, and I thought he was stopped at 3. We saw McCray stopped at the line, and he got 3. And maybe not 45, but 40 is what I kind of have in my head right now.
Well, they continue to get met at the line of scrimmage and continue to get 3-4. That time 5 yards. Second down and 5 now as they're approaching the 10. The Lobos with 5 minutes and 43 seconds left, still with Butler at quarterback. Fake the handoff. He's going to try to run over the right side. Gets over the 10. Gains 3. Sets up 3rd and short.
Hunter Garrison for the ALA Gilbert Eagles took an arm wrapped in and then planted his foot and firmly flung Easton Butler around for a very, very, very good gain after that run. But Garrison saving potentially another 3 yards and another first down as the Lobos put the ball inside the 10.
Yet another change up here for the Lobos is they almost exclusively huddle. As Butler continues to work as the quarterback, loses the towel as he goes into the shotgun formation. Got Lewis now in the stop on the left. McCray's in the backfield. As they're going to drop back. No, he's going to run it, trying to get some room as he starts zigging and zagging up the field and is stopped near the 7. They needed to get to the 7, but this might not be enough.
No, Derek, I don't see the officials blowing it dead. The head linesman on this side came in with his hand up, meaning that they're not stopping the clock, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So that brings up a possibility here. The Lobos are obviously in field goal range. They do have a kicking game, but it looks to me like Butler is going over to the sideline to get the play call, and the Lobos are going to go for it on 4th down here. And their fans rise up over on the far side from us as the field is now completely in shadows.
Butler came in on 4th down and has since run 4 times for 9 yards. They got Lewis and McCray on either side needing a yard. As the handoff goes, Lewis puts his head down at the right side, and I don't think he got it.
I think Lewis is going to get marked for the first down. No matter what, the clock's going to stop after this play, so the officials could come in. We see number 33, Guttermilch for the Eagles, but I think we might have a measurement. In a state championship game, credits to the officiating crew, they're going to have to measure and get this one right. We're going to bring out the chains.
Over the 8.
It's going to be a measurement. And Derek, I think they have it.
All right, the entire length of the football has crossed the 8-yard line, and there looks to be a little bit of green on that side of the yard marker as well. I thought they had to get to the 7, but I was incorrect. They had to get to the 8.
Derek, I'm not even going to say. I think he might be short because I was looking at the same ticks you were. Here we go with the measurement. I'm looking up on the video board.
And they've pulled it tight.
It's
and
short.
The Eagles are celebrating.
They are going to have it.
And how much do they need?
Doesn't matter. It's short. Good call by the officiating crew for bringing out the chains and showing everybody what it was. But that's a turnover on downs for the Lobos.
Third time in as many possessions combined. Now ALA Gilbert North takes over with 4 minutes and 1 second left on the 8-yard line and are going to get the ball to start the second half as well. Oh, and apparently it's time to have a little bit of a break in the action as it's tied up at 7. Big sequence coming for the Lobo defense coming up. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because it's close to where I live. My instructor taught me how to build a foundation and framing and use different tools that I haven't used. There's always been work everywhere. I want to get educated and start from the bottom and learn how to find myself and what I can do. MPC's transforming my life.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Boston Morris is going to get the carry here to start at the own 7-yard line for the Eagles. Tied up at 7. He's strung out an awful long way and winds up gaining but 2 yards.
That looked like Leduc forced him out of bounds, and Leduc coming from the defensive line spot, never a good thing when your defensive line's forcing him that far out of the pocket.
Rolling the pocket to the near side where Phelps is going to, be ignored. Is this one instead caught by Bellinger as he goes over the 20 to the 22 and winds up gaining 12 and having a Comfort Fit Denture first down. That is the first completion for DeMonte in his last 5 tries.
You know, Derek, this ALA Gilbert line is doing a great job. Credit their defensive line for keeping the Lobos in check that last drive, but their offensive line with these 3 Lobo rushers, which isn't the normal Lobo forte we see.
DeMonte goes underneath. Morris has it at the 35. Quick gain of 15 or 14 and another Comfort Fit Denture first down.
Number 3 for the Lobos, Cooper Repair in on making a, I don't want to call it a shoestring tackle, but Cooper Repair doing a lot to save a drive there.
As now Snowflake wants to take a timeout to consider really clicking after starting in the shadows of their own end zone, but now the Eagles have moved it out to the 36. Still tied at 7, still 3:40 to go. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Timeout taken by the Lobos after a couple of big chunks gained to take it out to the 36. Single man going out wide to the right is Slade. Phelps left alone on the left. Going with Morris and Beardall in the backfield. And now a man in motion from left to right. Handoff will go. Beardall bounces off of a couple of tacklers before being brought down for a loss.
Number 7, and that is Garrett Flake. And number Slade Fish and number 50 Slade Fish and number 42 Jordan Mowers in there on the stop for the Lobos. And that's a tackle for loss, Derek, and that puts ALA Gilbert behind the chains a bit.
Interesting call after they were just chunking the Lobos, as now the pocket's going to be moved to the right side where 3 receivers were set up. Throwing that one on the move. Nice grab and throw there as it's completed to Bellinger. Gains 10 yards, but sets up 3rd and short.
Derek, so we have Phelps down for the 2 catches now, I believe.
Well, I incorrectly, apparently according to the official score, credited him with the first, but he's got 5 balls for 20 yards.
Okay. I was going to say that the Lobos have kind of shut him down, but it's opened up a lot of targets.
3rd down, they're calling it 1 after a gain of 11. Hand off, Beardall steps to the left and is able to get 5 yards when he needed the 1. Actually give him out all the way to 6.
Beardall makes it out into Lobo territory right over to the 49-yard line, and precious seconds clicking down as the official signals to start that clock. However, ALA Gilbert with all of their timeouts.
7-7 tie. This drive started on the 7, have moved it into Lobo territory at the 49. 5 receivers set. DeMonte's a threat to run. Lobos with 3 down linemen. He's got time. Now as it starts to run out, nearly tackled down at the 35. Brought down now at the 40. Loss of 10.
That was Slade Fish. And Slade was there for the tackle, and that's the first time we've seen DeMonte scramble and be brought down by that Lobo defensive line.
Again, a 3-man front getting through.
2nd and 20 from the 40.
After I just credited ALA Gilbert with the great job on their offensive line.
3 receivers going out to the open side. Handoff Beardall. Pitch it back to Phelps. Looking for some blockers as he runs to the right. Run along the 45, but a great job there by one of the Lobos. That's Lewis, who shed his blocker and prevents a bigger gain as it's going to be stopped for 4.
Derek, it doesn't look like he's affected too much, but DeMonte got up very slow from that play. He's still walking a little slow to the huddle and tucking his towel in. I don't think he's hurt too bad, but something happened in that sequence of events that caused him, and ALA Gilbert's going to take a timeout.
He spun over that right shoulder when he was initially hit, and right now retying his right shoe. Maybe it's just something as simple as he needs to adjust his equipment. But ever since Tony Romo popularized that move, it always makes me nervous watching kids try to do it because the joints are still trying to, find themselves. And he was turning in all sorts of directions the first time he got hit and was continuing to do so when he was finally brought down.
Well, there's a reason that and I know there's more, but there's a reason there's 32 elite quarterbacks in the world and are able to make those plays. Just to be in the league and make those plays, you got to be pretty good. And these young men are still learning. And like you said, there's a little bit of development to happen. And so, however, when you're this age, you recover a lot quicker than you do when you're Tony Romo.
Let's see how he looks after the timeout. Lobo's already called one timeout, and though since they've given up a first down, it seems like the defense is a little bit more aware, I think would be the best way of putting it. They've been dropping 8 pretty much the entirety of the half and had a huge play that was generated by that 3-man front. And this big Tony Munoz is already out there ready to go.
I think, Derek, too, they figured something out where they were able to get pressure on DeMonte with 3. And if they can continue to do that with Mowers, Munoz, and Fish, actually, I don't even know if it's Fish.
LeDuc.
I think it might be LeDuc over there on that far side, and they're gonna drop 5 here, though.
Munoz just moved outside to the left as they fake the handoff. Got a man on the safety route with Morris. Instead, DeMonte starts rolling in this direction. Oh, and it's caught at the 40 And it would have been, which could have been, I should say, pass interference. It is a gain of 15 yards to set up 4th and 1.
4th and 1, and obviously the Eagles are going to go for it here, but what are they going to do with this? Are they going to make a short chip pass, or are they going to rely on a running game? I could see something really interesting here, some matricuration, as it were, by the Eagles.
Minute and 15 seconds to go. Beardall and Morris are on either side of DeMonte, who still looks like he's a little uncomfortable. Lobos crowding the line with 8, and they've just run in, but
that, to me, he came forward on the line. I don't know what the officials are going to call, so I'm going to have to keep my mouth shut, but to me it looked like the Eagles came forward and mimicked that snap, and it's going to be a false start on them. However, I'm not in charge.
Part of the snap, encroachment, defense.
Well, Lobos fans are booing. They saw the same thing you did.
Well, I might be a little biased in my my call, but I saw something different. I wasn't trying to criticize. I was just giving my opinion, and obviously I did not see what the officials on the field did. They're doing a good job. They're doing a great job, as a matter of fact, and they saw that play. And like I said, that matricuration that the Eagles could do, and Coach Randy Reisdorf, we've seen him up on the mountain, and some of those plays, I expected nothing but something like that on this play, on this drive.
Really, the play prior to that, when the Lobos were allowing a 15-yard completion on 4th and 16, kind of made that happen, as now the handoff goes Morris. He's again trying to go to the right side, cuts it up at the 35, and then falls to the 27. They're saying continue the clock as there's under a minute to go. Still tied up at 7. This drive started on the 7, but the Eagles right now threatening. This is kind of along the lines of what had happened at the end of the half at Snowflake, where they were winding up throwing into the back of the end zone to take a commanding lead at the half. As DeMonte, given some time instead, goes underneath with the safety valve. Beardall trying to get to the sideline, but is punched by Lewis.
That's sometimes the risk you take when you try to take that beeline to the sidelines, is you're not protected until you step out. And so he stepped out, clock stop. ALA Gilbert has 2 timeouts, but we are at 32 seconds. However, we're at a 3rd and short, and we know in high school that after a first down, the clock stops momentarily to set the chains, and then it'll start. So time is running short here.
3rd down and 2. 32 seconds to go as now DeMonte rolls the pocket to the left. Going to throw this one where he's looking for Phelps, but he could not keep his feet in bounds. It was a nice acrobatic effort, but it will go incomplete.
Derek, correct me if I'm wrong. What I saw there is Phelps actually had his feet planted. However, he had to kind of leave his feet to catch the ball.
Yeah.
So the ball was just a little misplaced by DeMonte. But Phelps made a great athletic catch there. It just happened to be out of bounds.
Still keeping him to 20 yards at the very most is quite an accomplishment for the Lobo defense, which is now trying to find another 4th down stop. We're unsuccessful in the last one because they jumped off sides. 4th and 2 is DeMonte, pump fake. Now he wants to run. He's got space over the right side, gets the first down, and then is out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Needed 2 yards and winds up gaining 9 on the Comfort Fit Denture first down.
And Davin McCray there, pretty close to another one of those. It wouldn't have been a 15er, but it would have been a half the distance one. And the Lobos can't afford that right now as we're creeping down. 20 seconds left in this half. ALA Gilbert with both their timeouts looking to score.
4 receivers now along the near hash as DeMonte wants to set up a screen. Phelps has to go all the way back to the 22 to get it, and that's going to allow for the Lobo defenders to pursue and stop him at the 19. He's begging for a flag after he has another reception for a loss, this time of 2.
I don't think I've seen a play where he's been tackled where he thinks he doesn't deserve a flag, but that's just me.
I don't know what you're saying there.
Oh, I've seen a couple of that on this ALA Gilbert team, and you know, they're from the Valley, so they're awesome. I get it. When we're just from Snowflake, which I get it. So anyway.
I didn't know that there was varying degrees of awesome depending upon one's urban or rural location.
Well, you know, a lot of times they say they're just awesome. Ask them. And in this case, I'm sure he thinks he's awesome.
Well, you know, he's got offers from Arizona and Michigan State. So there might be a little bit of a resume there that would contribute to it. And I think really I bring that up just to, again, throw a shout out at the Snowflake defense, where they've really bottled him up.
At the same time, though, Derek, when you do that, you do open up other avenues. And I think DeMonte has done a great job of exploiting those. And he's been able to march. They just haven't been able to finish some of these drives. I don't think we've had a score this quarter. Or if we did, it was early on for the Lobos. No, it was McCray, and then so both scores were at the other end. So, yeah, we have had a score this quarter.
13 seconds left. Got one timeout left to the Eagles. Second down now and 12, but the bigger factor is the 13 seconds. As Phelps goes in motion to the far side, instead they're going to throw it back to Morris. He catches it at the 15, still on his feet as he's pushed out of bounds at the 9 or 8. So it'll be third down, but now there's probably only one time or enough time for one play into the end zone.
Actually, you have a timeout, so I actually think there's time for two, but you got to you can take a shot short here, but then what do? You have two plays. And the yard marker doesn't even matter at this point. You get two plays from the 8 to try to score.
Going out all by himself on the right is Slade. Empty backfield. DeMonte, of course, a threat to run as he's going to throw this one to the corner where it's caught no, they're going to say he's in the end zone. All it has to do is break the plane. We're going to have to look at a replay. The official was right there.
I think ultimately he was in the end zone on that catch.
The thing is, his right foot was very close to the sideline, and I'm not so sure.
Well, we're waiting to see a replay on the big screen, and it hasn't come across yet, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Derek. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a chance to see that in a little bit.
There was no hesitation as Morris is in to attempt the extra point, and again, pressure from the Lobos, but it's going to be up and good as Snowflake was facing 4th and 1 and got stopped at the 8. 93 yards later, ALA Gilbert North has taken a 14-7 lead with 3 seconds remaining. So as we compliment the Lobos for limiting the impact that Phelps had, he is going to come up with an 8-yard touchdown reception as he has both of the touchdown catches. Looked as if they were trying to keep him away from the back of the end zone, but just gave him too much space up front.
You know, he's a playmaker, Derek, and you got to expect your playmakers to come up in these big games. You know, the Lobos, like I said, they may have been on the sidelines last year. Some of them may have played. They've been seeing it since their sophomore year. So their players are going to have to make plays. But Phelps, obviously, is just a phenomenal athlete, doing a great job. 2 touchdowns. I don't think he has nearly the catches he normally would, but it doesn't matter. 2 TDs, 14 points on the board, 14-7 ball game, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half, which isn't going to be favorable if you're one of the Lobo faithful.
He's coming out to kick it away as you got Butler, McCray, and Coor going left to right along the 10. This one's going to hang up. McCray has it at the 10. Allows his wedge to set up as he starts weaving his way through it. He's in open field at the 30, the 40, and then finally brought down. Good return, but that'll be the final play of the half as the Lobos will go into the locker room here in the state championship game, trailing 14-7 and having to kick it off to start the second half down a score. We will begin the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport halftime report right after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
I really wanted to work with robotics. When you come here, you have to act mature and meet deadlines. It's going to help me and my associates, in which I'll be a step closer in college. I'm going to have to apply these skills to the workforce. My ultimate career goal would be to be a mechanical engineer. NPC is transforming my life.
Ace Hardware is certainly the place to get everything from hardware to tools, lumber to drywall, propane to wood pellets, and so much more. But did you know that Ace also has one of the White Mountain's best collections of artificial and silk flowers? Ace Hardware is the best place to find completed arrangements or get all your favorite individual items and make your own. If you're crafty, you'll love everything Ace Hardware has to redecorate your home or create unique one-of-a-kind gifts in their complete craft section. Oh, and find an unlimited variety of herbal teas from the brand for tea's sake. Ace Hardware in Sholo, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because their prices were affordable. I've learned everything about the hair, skin, and nails. I've gained confidence in what I'm doing, so I'll be successful when I get out in the salon. This is an industry where I'll always have a job, and a job where I can express my creativity and make my own hours. I have transformed my life by coming to NPC.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
I really wanted to work with robotics. When you come here, you have to act mature and meet deadlines. It's going to help me and my associates, in which I'll be a step closer in college. I'm going to have to apply these skills to the workforce. My ultimate career goal would be to be a mechanical engineer. MPC is transforming my life.
When you think glass.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Ace Hardware is certainly the place to get everything from hardware to tools, lumber to drywall, propane to wood pellets, and so much more. But did you know that Ace also has one of the White Mountain's best collections of artificial and silk flowers? Ace Hardware is the best place to find completed arrangements or get all your favorite individual items and make your own. If you're crafty, you'll love everything Ace Hardware has to redecorate your home or create unique, one-of-a-kind gifts in their complete craft section. Oh, and find an unlimited variety of herbal teas from the brand for tea's sake. Ace Hardware in Cholo, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
I chose MPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist, which is the start to that path. And instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just 1 semester. It's kind of crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
When you think glass, think Deemer. When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass.
fact of the matter is they called him in, so it's a touchdown. That's the 7 points. However, 27 yards. I don't know how that compares to his stats for the season, but I think it seems about that's what he's averaging per quarter this year.
Well, DeMonte on pace, I should say, for 246 yards, which is well below his season average.
That's about 100 below, yeah.
So this is a nicely defended game for the Lobos. Right now, they're just kind of kicking themselves because they've come up short on a couple of different 4th and shorts.
I think the difference in the game right now is the Lobos on that 4th and short, and the opportunities that they've kind of, and you mentioned it earlier, as we're going to have to turn up the volume here. Butler on that fourth down run, Butler made that cut, and if he doesn't make that cut and stick straight ahead, he probably gets that first down by inches, but he still gets it.
And then they would have had 1st and goal from the 7 with the clock winding down. I can't remember how much time was left, but I think it was around 4 minutes when ALA Gilbert North took over. So if you're looking for some bright spots for these Lobos, you're talking about how well they're defending everybody, but even as they are defending them all quite well, they're trailing 14-7, and they got to kick it off. Now, you said that you were told that they were going to be pooching everything, so there is the chance that they're able to get a live ball after it goes 10 yards up the floor, but assuming they cannot recover, how important is it for them to get the ball back without giving up any points?
They got to get a 3 and out. I mean, that's not absolutely critical to get that 3 and out, and Derek, I don't think that the ALA Gilbert faithful are sitting at home calling down the coach saying, hey, we got it on good authority that they're going to pooch this kick. However, I think after that first pooch, ALA Gilbert's going to be a little aware. And if that ball bounces the wrong way for the Lobos, they could have a great return, and the momentum could absolutely swing totally their way to start this half.
Well, there's a variety of pooches. If they're expecting them to just kick it 15 yards up the field, maybe they kick it 30. I mean, there's a variety of things that they could do, but I think whatever they do, it's probably a better option than rolling the dice on one of these ALA Gilbert playmakers having an opportunity to get something in chunks.
Well, and after that game at CDO, we saw the breakdown on the coverage on the kickoff at that game, and how important it was. And if it hadn't been for that flag, we're not here this week calling this game. It's CDO down here. I do feel that was a flag last week for all those listening. But at the same time, that special team play and that field position was huge for CDO last week.
14-7 at halftime. ALA Gilbert North leading Snowflake. We'll continue with the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport halftime report after this. It is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
I chose welding because there's always going to be a job and you can go so many different directions within it. The professors helped me so much with getting my skill level up to where it needs to be and helping me progress in the ways that I want to. It teaches you really to be job ready, having a good attitude, and still working hard.
NPC has transformed my life by giving me a skill and a trade that I can take with me wherever I go.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time. N72 4A champions. Dominguez Marauders.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
14-7 at halftime here at Sun Devil Stadium. ALA Gilbert North leading Snowflake as we take a look at a couple of matters of importance, especially the Horn Auto Center drive of the half. I think it's got to be that last one that went 93 yards and put the Eagles in front.
Absolutely, and we're not going to talk about the thoughts and opinions because it's 6 on the board with the PAT, but close there for the Lobos, and what a way for ALA Gilbert to manage that clock with those 2 timeouts and get down and be able to put that ball in with 3 seconds left. We just don't see time management at the high school level with teams like this. Great job for them.
As we wrap up the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport halftime report, quick look at the numbers. DeMonte right now is leading the rushing attack for the Eagles with 34 yards. He has thrown for 132 yards. His primary target has been Phelps, who has 6 catches for 27 yards, but Boston Morris is actually leading the way with 50 yards on 4 catches. The Lobos, alternatively, officially with Lerma, who has 55 yards, and McCray 46 on the ground, just 44 yards through the air. But the Snowflake Club really has to come up big defensively here to start the second half and try to make sure they're not coming back from too many touchdowns as they're already trailing 1. We will start the second half right after this as we close the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport halftime report. Snowflake will be kicking off to ALA Gilbert North right after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on NightTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Ready to begin the third quarter with ALA Gilbert North leading 14-7. Eagles had won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. At that time, it was of interest because the Lobos came out and went on a 3-and-out. Then Snowflake turned around and 3-and-outed the Eagles, then scored the game's first touchdown. ALA Gilbert North responded with a touchdown of its own. Lobos have had last 3 possessions go deep into Eagle territory, but haven't been able to get any points for it. ALA Gilbert North, alternatively, was able to go 93 yards and take the go-ahead score to close out the second quarter. So Sam Brown right now teeing it up on the 40, back hoping to receive is Morris.
And Derek, he's already looking like he's going to aim it down there to the 30-yard line of the ALA Gilbert's own 30-yard line. So I expect another pooch kick right here.
He's only 4 yards away as he kicks this one short, and it's going to be taken on a run at the 30 and then brought down at the 35. So the big play is avoided. It's still position for the Eagles.
Get the ball in the 35. It's good position to start the half, especially with this now. I think ALA, I mean, this is obvious and it's cliche, but they're going to look to strike quick. And I would even see him putting a long ball up through the air here to possibly Phelps for a 30, 40-yard gain. The Lobos need to watch for that big play right.
Longer visible. The lights are right now illuminating, so vision is going to be perfect. As DeMonte takes a snap, starts rolling to the left, and has Morris caught over the 40, gets pushed out of bounds at the 42, so a pretty good gain of 8 yards on the first play for the Eagles. As DeMonte, right now 23 of 20. Well, hold on a minute. I'll get that for you. As he's thrown for about 130 yards and already lined up, fakes a handoff, swings this one again, looking for Morris, who needs some blocking help, picks it up, but though he picks up the Comfort Fit Dentures first down, a nice job there by Snowflake, minimizing the gain to just 3.
And Derek, that's something we mentioned at the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, was that not necessarily back out of the backfield, but that open swing, and that really, really, really is going to be hard for the Lobos to stop.
Now, 17 of 24 as he's again winding this one up. Caught by Slade as he gets it at the 35 and into Snowflake territory, but gets punched again right out of bounds at the Snowflake sideline, though they gain 9. It's going to be second down and 1 and a little bit more hurry up here as they're going with the tempo. Now drops back, looks underneath, throws this one behind his man, but still caught as it's hauled in by Bellinger.
And Derek, they're going opposite, not opposite, but they're going different than what I thought, but they're still trying to do a strike quick. And the Lobo defense isn't even able to catch up right here. ALA Gilbert just chunking yards on these passes, and Diamante been perfect on this drive.
All of these have gone for under 10 yards as he swings this one out. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, and Brimhall, is that Brimhall?
I believe it is Brimhall who, no, I believe that's Fish. No, that's 52. That's,
it was Fish.
It was Fish. They have him listed as Fish.
Beardall loses 6.
And again, that's not even a big deal right now, the way they've been able to chunk and strike as they go their no huddle, their slow no huddle. I'm not sure what we call that, Derek.
Second down and 16, 90 seconds in. Awful lot of plays here to start, as the 3-man front is now going to force him to flee to the left. Big block behind the line of scrimmage allows DeMonte to run to the 40. Gains 4, maybe 5 yards, and sets up 3rd and long.
Forced out by number 9 there for the Lobos. That's Braden Frost. Braden Frost forces out Diamante. However, it brings up a 3rd down, and they're still behind the sticks at this point.
But at the 40, this is disadvantageous punting situation. So you imagine it's going to be something in the neighborhood of 2 cracks at this, as there's a 5-receiver set lined up. DeMonte with an empty backfield. Now Beardall goes in motion behind him. They're going to throw this pass backwards, trying to come back. It's deflected. It might still be live. No, they're going to say it's incomplete.
From my vantage point, it looked like that was a forward pass, and the first one was back, obviously, but that one right there was a forward pass and blown incomplete. I'm glad the officials got that one blown incomplete, because that's one of those ones where you could start having dives into the pile and guys getting hurt. So great job by the officials of recognizing that and killing it.
Got the Eagles going 7, 8, 9 yards, moving north-south, and now have moved backwards with 2 passes that were going laterally or behind the line of scrimmage. Now facing 4th and 12. Snowflake bringing a 4th man as it's intercepted at the 33. Run over the 40 to the 50. That's Brimhall, who goes into Eagle territory, and the game's first turnover is going to prevent the Eagles from getting any more points here, as they will bring the defense out, leading 14-7.
And you know, Derek, ALA Gilbert very lucky they did not get themselves a 15 right there. Diamante in frustration threw his helmet off, but before he threw his helmet off, took one of the Lobo defenders and kind of shoved him to the ground and kind of had over him, and I think the officials missed somewhat of a taunting there. And now we're saying this on the other one. They're lucky they didn't get a 15-yarder at this point.
Big turn of events, and again, I'm going to give the assist to Coach Reisdorf. What are you doing with these passes that are going laterally and backwards when you're having so much success?
Offensive coordinators, Derek, the toughest breed in the world to figure out. It works, it works, it works, it works. Hey, let's screw it up and do something that doesn't and keep trying to do it.
Bryant back in at quarterback. Everybody really close to the line as they're going to fake the handoff to McCray. Now throw this one up top where they're looking for Baum, and that's Butler, who is flirting with a interception there as it was well defended by Cade Ensey.
And I'm not sure that the route called for that, but if Butler makes a juke step and goes to his left to that side, that ball's wide open. As it was a free safety away from that play scoring. But second down and a long 10 for the Lobos.
Going for a little bit of a home run there on 1st and 10 after the interception.
Looking to change the momentum.
Papa wide left, split backs. Bryant on Lerma on his left as he gets the call. No, they're going to go with the reverse to Butler as he's going to get held up at the line of scrimmage and finally brought down. And once again, I'm a little bit confused as the Lobos were having so much success really leaning on Lerma and McCray, and now going with the fancy.
I'm not sure I agree with that either. Keeping the misdirection going. Maybe it's halftime. They decided, hey, they're catching up on our misdirection. We're going to do something a little bit different. But at the same time, the Lobos are just behind the sticks here, and they are in punt territory at this point.
So to the left, Butler going out to the far side. Lerma, no, that is McCray who's going to serve as an extra blocker. Throw this one over the middle where it's deflected and nearly intercepted, but going to fall incomplete. And that looks as if it's going to be a 3 and out.
I think that's going to bring the punt team on for the Lobos, but an opportunity to pin this ALA Gilbert team deep. It looks like their returner, and that is that Asay, is back on about his own 15-yard line, and that's that I think is short of Lewis's range right here, but we could see him coming to try to get this, but Lewis with a pretty good leg we've seen.
That's actually Beardall walking between his 15 and 20.
Beardall, I'm sorry.
As, again, given an awful lot of time. Lewis kicks this one as he runs up and takes it at the 17. Met immediately, but he's able to stay on his feet, and then juke and jive up over the 20 where he's going to fall down at the 21. So right now, DeMonte's interception only influencing the field position game as taking an extra beat. Frost looked like he was stretching out a calf.
Yeah, coming down from the altitude, a little bit warmer than we've been used to, although it's not a warm night by any stretch of the imagination, but these players showing a little bit of cramps. They have been practicing in White Mountain December conditions all week, so probably a little bit flustered there, a little bit of a tight cramp going on for Frost.
See what's going to happen now with DeMonte coming back out with Beardall on his right. Shotgun snap and a direct give to Beardall, who has a huge hole to run through, gets to the 29 before he stopped at a gain of 8.
And at some point, the way they were passing, they were going to have some success with that run game, and all that does is open up the offensive playbook for a little bit more. I don't think it would be within a realm to have them give another ball just like that and see what they get on this play.
2 receivers on each side. DeMonte again turns and gives Beardall, this time met before he gets to the 30, and it doesn't look like he's got enough. Set up 3rd and short.
We can criticize offensive coordinators all you want, but you see what I said I would do, and you see how it worked. So, therefore, I gain an F on the play call results.
Well, and in fairness to the previous exchange, you had all sorts of passes, again, laterally and going backwards that are de facto runs. So now trying something a little bit more conventional, but facing 3rd and 1, and they're going to again give it to Beardall, who has to do the hezzy inside his own backfield before he accelerates over the left side and winds up gaining 5 and picks up a Comfort Fit Denture first down.
I do have him for a gain of 5 there, Derek, and that was a pretty impressive run because that's 2 plays on this drive. We've seen some hard yards and another first down for the Eagles.
He made that play exclusively on his own.
His line did not bring the hole like they could have.
Put it on a 35. Clock's under 8 minutes to play in the third. As they again go Beardall, who again has a big hole, and he gets over the 40 all the way down to the 45. Gain of 10 and a Comfort Fit Denture first down.
This is just opening up that playbook wider and wider as they go against this Lobo defense as the clock is beginning to tick down more and more and more as we're approaching 7 minutes in this quarter.
14-7 was the lead at the half, and it remains. As Beardall this time goes to the right side, tries to cut back over the near hash and gets down to the 50, gains 5.
That's going to be a hard gain of 5, but, Derek, at some point, you run. They do get tired, so at some point here, you're going to fake to him and you're going to throw over the top, and you're going to hope that your receiver is wide open. No defense to be found.
Munoz wasn't off the field. No flags as they're going to throw this one up where McCray nearly hauls in another interception. That was going toward two receivers, which were in single coverage, but as the pass sailed over the first, it acted as a double coverage on Slade and allowed McCray to break on it.
McCray kind of beating himself up over that. He did nothing wrong on that. He broke to that at the right time. It was just a hair bit out of his reach. He did a great job of even getting his hands on it and reading that ball. Great job by the young man, the young senior, or the old senior from Snowflake. Been in this position before. Great job by Davin McCray there.
Trips going right. Single coverage left is Phelps. 3rd down and 5 as DeMonte changes things up with still lots of time on the clock, but now ALA Gilbert North doesn't like what it's looking at and is going to use its first timeout with 7 minutes and 11 seconds to go, leading 14-7. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
ALA Gilbert North uses its first timeout, facing 3rd down and 5 at midfield. Had just been gashing the Lobos with Beardall, but then on 2nd and 5, went with a deep pass about 30 yards upfield, nearly intercepted. Coming out with the same formation, Phelps going to be matched up with Frost on the near side. Now Morris goes in motion. Instead, handed off Beardall, and he's again able to chip his way over a little hole this time, but still use all of his body control to wind up gaining 8.
You know, Derek, last time he ran that, you made a comment that he doing that on his own. That time, his offensive line clearly putting these Lobos 3-4 yards back, but that's what happens in a 3-man front. And ALA Gilbert making they're in a 4-man, making that adjustment to run that way.
Comfort Fit Denture first down as they swing a pass out to Morris. He catches it at the 45, gets upended as a combination between Lewis and who else? That might have been Christensen.
I think that was Christensen, yes, it was Lewis and Christensen in on that stop.
A gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
So that puts Morris with another gain on this drive.
Moving the pocket to the left, 2nd and 4. Pressure now, nearly brought down back at the 45. 2 more players coming in, but he's going to be able to get away from him still momentarily as he's going to be credited with a sack. Dropped down 1 yard shy of the yard marker. That was Brimhall.
And Frost stretching out for the Lobos again, didn't like something. Looks like he might even have a little bit of a pull in that hamstring. But DeMonte evading the Lobo line and bringing it out, but he was hit pretty hard there and brought down for a 1 yard loss, which brings us up to a 3rd down.
They're at the 38. So this is probably 4 down territory. Empty backfield for DeMonte, who takes a low snap. Designed run as he goes over the right side, and he has a first down to the 30.
And number 60 there for the Eagles, that is Von Brown. Von Brown, the sophomore for the Eagles, absolutely creating that hole. And Derek, in a 3-man front with their ends spread out wide like that, DeMonte just seeing that openness and was able to cut up and make that happen there.
Frost continuing to stretch that calf as he's looking like he might need somebody to come and spell him. Phelps not going to take advantage as instead the call goes to Beardall, who's continuing to get a huge surge against the Lobo front, gain 6.
And again, Derek, I'm seeing a little bit of a mismatch here with Frost just kind of limping off that, and he keeps stretching out that calf, and he's the one that they have Phelps match up against. So I could see him absolutely putting it to the corner to Phelps right here on that mismatch.
2nd and 4 from the 23. Looking at Phelps this time as he comes back and catches it at the 15. Nearly runs away from a couple of tacklers, but he's forced out of bounds. As there to help him out, while forcing him out, was Cooper Rapier.
Cooper Rapier, the senior for the Lobos, in to help force him out and cause that ball to stop, and no gain right there. Excuse me, huge gain right there.
Clock's under 5 minutes as it stopped after a gain of 11. Now 160 yards thrown for DeMonte, 29 yards caught on 7 opportunities for Phelps. That's his first grab in the second half, but it goes into the red zone as now a whistle is indicating the Eagles need to stay on their sideline a little bit more thoroughly. McCray is going to come over now and get lined up alongside Phelps. As the handoff goes Beardall, again going up the middle, gets inside the 10, and is very close to a first down after a gain.
And that, it's going to be second down, but again, the Lobos are just getting chunked with this 3-man front right here, and I think they're going to take a timeout and talk this over.
4:31 to go in the third. 14-7, the Lobos trail, and now are looking on as it's nearly and goal territory for the Eagles. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Second and 2 after the Lobos used their first timeout. Snowflake has run 3 plays in the second half, and almost 8 minutes in, ALA Gilbert North has been dominant. Still no points to show for it yet. If the Lobos can dial up a turnover, now would be the time. Beardall right now has been the story as he has gained the lion's share of the yards needed here on this possession that occurred after the Lobos punted it to the 21. DeMonte hands off Beardall. This time he stopped at the line and looks to be short of the needed yardage. It's going to be third down and under a yard.
Beardall taking a play out of Snowflake's playbook there. Hard yards on the ground, getting some yards on the ground. However, we have third and short, but you're in obvious 4-down territory if you're the Eagles, correct, Eric?
Well, they have a capable kicker in Phelps. So you might go for the 2-possession lead. Now McCray is still on the other side of Phelps. On the left of the line, trips going to the right. Beardall going to serve as a blocker as DeMonte's rolling, looking to the corner of the end zone where it's caught at the pylon. Touchdown ALA Gilbert North.
I believe that was 12 Titan Slade with the touchdown pass, and looking up on the Jumbotron, that's who caught it, and that's who they're crediting. And the Lobos in a little bit of a hole right here as the ALA Gilbert North PAT unit, field goal unit, is going to come on and try to make this a 14-point game.
I said Phelps was doing the kicking, but it's actually been Morris all day as he's going to try to make it 21-7. And regardless of the outcome of this one, all sorts of heat right now on Snowflake as Morris has a good snap. It's blocked, and it's going to be a 20-7 game. So if the Lobos can get the offense in any sort of forward motion, it's going to be a potential little nifty part as got this play stop with 3:52 to go, 20-7 now. ALA Gilbert North leading. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
That was kind of big.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Exposed doesn't mean anything because there's a tournament at the end.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because their prices were affordable. I've learned everything about the hair, skin, and nails. I've gained confidence in what I'm doing, so I'll be successful when I get out in the salon. This is an industry where I'll always have a job, and a job where I can express my creativity and make my own hours. I have transformed my life by coming to NPC.
(20-7), 3 minutes, 52 seconds left in the third quarter. ALA Gilbert North on its last 2 scoring possessions went 93 yards and 79 yards. Most recently, perhaps most unnerving for the Lobos is watching Beardall get all sorts of opportunities. This is Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. Pay the lowest tuition in the state as Phelps is going to kick this one away. Oh, he is going to give him a chance as it's angling toward Butler, takes it at the 7. Starts running back to the center of the field and cuts it up on the near hash, gets down to the 28, so not a bad return. Not bad field position for the Lobos.
About a 20-yard return for Butler there.
Needs to get some points on the board, though, as their most recent possession, coincidentally, was the first time in 4 tries that they didn't get deep into Eagle territory. Only run 3 plays here in the third quarter, so if absolutely nothing else, they need to keep the defense off the field and give them a little bit of a chance to recover.
You know, that's something we haven't talked about, Derek, is if they don't keep the defense off the field, that defense is going to come fatigued. And for whatever reason, offenses are playing the same amount of time, but their momentum does not seem to be regressed at all on those type of situations where they just wear those defenses out.
Bryant back in at quarterback. 2 receivers going out wide left. Handoff to McCray, running to the left, and a nice play there by he with the tricky name.
Guttermilk.
Guttermidge is going to bring him down at, well, no, he did wind up gaining a yard.
McCray gains a yard on that play as the ALA defense kind of swarmed him. And, you know, the Lobos trying to bounce it out right there, trying to do something a little different. So the inside game's what seemed to work for them in that first drive that they scored on. So a little bit of a different look from them as we wind down this third quarter.
Butler and Baum on the left and right of the line respectively. Split backs on either side of Bryant as well as he takes the shotgun snap, fake the handoff, throwing this one out to the left where Butler has it near the 35. Gains 6, but is going to be shy, make it 3rd down and 3.
You know, Beardall over there to help make the stop on Butler as we've called his names. And as I look out there, I see Morris, I see Beardall all out there playing double duty for the ALA Gilbert Eagles as this game marches on. Great job by the line on keeping the Lobos in check here as we have a big 3rd down for Snowflake as they don't want to go 3 and out.
Have not yet called Claire's name as he comes out in the middle of 3 receivers moving to the open side. Low man in the backfield's McCray. Snap and looking in this direction, now winds up and throwing this one, looking for Claire, but that was a long throw, though it was only about 10 yards up the field. It had to travel about 30 to get to him, and it was well short.
And Derek, the hard thing here is Lewis is going to be forced to punt it away, and they're going to get great field position. I think you almost take a chance right here if you're ALA Gilbert and possibly seal the deal by coming and trying to block this and not worrying about field position.
As it has been, they haven't been bringing much pressure at all. Lewis has been able to really hang on to it and allow his coverage to get up the field as Flake now comes in motion across the line, and this is not a long kick. It's going to bounce straight up in the air at the 42, and now a flag comes out. This might be.
I think that's going to be a sideline because.
Well, if he contacted the official, though.
He did. It's an automatic 15, and I'm looking at the replay, and they're not showing those, but that could be big, as they're going to discuss it here.
Sideline warning, Gilbert North.
Yeah.
And it's just a warning, so obviously he didn't make contact with one of the coaches, and so.
That? Who are these people?
I don't know. They a little bit. I mean,
a break.
That's for the officials' protection and the players' protection and everybody out here. It's a safety thing, so it is what it is. But we still have great field position. That 15 didn't. It's a warning, so not a huge loss for.
So the next time something like that occurs, what happens?
It's a 15er. But you see the get-back coach is waving them back, and you're only supposed to have one coach in that box, and he's supposed to step off when the play gets going.
2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third quarter. 20-7, ALA Gilbert North with the lead and the football on their own 42. Now pressured, leaping up to try to stop a pass play instead. Oh, and his helmet comes off, and a penalty flag comes out.
And they're gonna get him for a face mask or some roughing. I can't really call roughing the passer, but the Lobos are going to get that negated and a few more added on to that from the end of the run.
After the play, personal foul, defense, 15 yards, second down.
So that's after the play, Derek. So 15 gets tacked on. So the only win in this situation is it is second down because it was after the play. And I believe they're going to flag Tony Munoz. And since Diamante's helmet came off, but it was caused by a defensive player, he's not going to have to come out of the game, which is big for them.
So it winds up 2nd and 11 after the big loss on the sack. 3 receivers going out wide right. Flake back out there trying to crowd Phelps as the pocket's moved away from him. Jumping the route and potentially intercepting it. It's all going to depend on whether he landed in bounds.
We haven't got a signal yet, and it looks like they're going to call him out of bounds, and that's going to be...
Was that Lewis?
Third down. I don't know if it was Lewis. It almost looked like it was Christensen, but I believe... No, it wasn't. I don't know. I don't have the advantage of a replay, but it was either Lewis or Christensen. Yes, Derek.
So 3rd down and 11. Flake back out on the field, and he's again across from Phelps. 3 receivers again going out to the open side on the right. DeMonte with the snap. Blocking help provided as this one thrown into traffic and will be hauled in at the 39-yard line. That's a gain of 14 and a Comfort Fit Denture first down.
And, Derek, that was thrown to Slade, and you couldn't have thrown a more perfect ball than that. Through the middle of 3 Lobo defenders, Slade's able to tag that one, catch it, move them into Lobo territory, and keep this drive alive with 1:45 left in the quarter.
Move the trips to the left. DeMonte again pressured but moves to the right side. Now has the safety route that was going to be converted over to Slade. Gains 7.
Slade with bringing it in there, and he's going to get a gain, and the Lobos continue. And Derek, how big is that 15-yarder going to end up being on this drive is yet to be seen, but that's huge.
Already in Lobo territory and marching with a 13-point lead. 1 minute and 38 seconds left as Beardall tries to cut it up and is stopped after a gain of 1. So it's 3rd down again, but inside the 40 smells an awful lot of 4-down territory.
I think if you're ALA Gilbert, you treat it as 4-down territory. You got a 2-score lead, and this could go for the effective jugular, as it were.
Already at the line of scrimmage, Beardall going to move to DeMonte's left. 1 minute and 10 seconds left as Beardall serving as a blocker. Phelps gets behind the defense and can't haul it in. It's just beyond his grasp. Flake has been putting in a hero's effort as he's been cramping up throughout the second half. And I don't know if that was what was inhibiting his ability to stay in front of Phelps, but Phelps had about a 5-yard cushion.
And, you know, DeMonte just put that ball a little bit out of his reach, but the incredible athlete he did, I didn't think he had a chance to catch it. And he stuck out there and had a chance to wheel it in with his hands.
There was a little bit of pressure coming off of the left side of the line from the Lobos. DeMonte had to rush it a bit. And now giving Phelps all sorts of space on the open side. as there's all sorts of time. DeMonte surveys, flips this one up where it's hauled in at the 31, gains 5. Comfort Fit Denture first down with Morris.
Morris bringing that ball down, Derek, and he's going to get a first down. And the Lobo faithful are a little upset about a possible holding call. I didn't think it was. I thought the defender was kind of tripped and drugged down and just kind of put there on the ground, and I didn't see a holding. But I'm not the crowd on the other side either.
31-yard line, make it the 32 with 45 seconds and counting. 20-7, ALA Gilbert North with the lead. 2 receivers on either side, and now a penalty flag comes out. There's 9 seconds on the clock.
Card snap. Snap infraction. Offense. Number 51. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I don't know if that does much at this point to give them a 1st and 15. It just gives them more of a field to throw on and not have to use that back of the end zone as a 12th defender, as it were.
Push it back to the 37. Phelps continuing to get one-on-one opportunities on the left side with Flake. Clock's under 30 seconds to play, 10 on the play clock. As the handoff is fake to Beardall. Line holds up and allows DeMonte to run, goes to the far sideline where he has his man caught at the 22.
That's Slade. Slade again, and they're going to give him the first down. Like I said, the backing him up 5 almost didn't matter at all, and precious seconds are ticking off for the Lobos as the clock is stopped here with 15 seconds left in the third quarter. ALA can put another play on before we flip the field here to go into the fourth.
Comfort Fit Denture first down, has it 1st and 10 at the 22. Beardall bounces to the right. Will be stopped as the ball pokes free, and the Lobos have the second turnover here in the second half.
And the Lobos are going to get quite a bit of life as they're down 2 scores. What a way to make that happen. It looked like, I believe, Brimhall came in and stripped that.
It was either
and
Brimhall
put it on the ground.
Or Ethan Christensen.
I don't know if that. I thought Ethan was an offensive lineman. So
well,
he's out there now. Well, he might be out there, but regardless, I thought Brimhall, because there was a 5 in the number, and Lobos are going to get one more play before we flip the field, and showing a little bit of life to start this fourth quarter.
That was credited with Rapier on the recovery. So 9 seconds left. Bryant out at quarterback. Trips coming to the near side as he surveys. Now drops it off. Oh, nearly intercepted, or perhaps unknowing that there was a potential interception in play after ball went right through McCrae's hands.
McCrae usually pretty sure-handed. However, Derek, what this does is it stops it with 4 seconds left. And, again, the Lobos just trying to get something going and not successful on that first down.
So now 2nd and 10 from the 16, and this should almost certainly be the final play of the third quarter. Getting at the same formation, McCrae in the backfield. This time he's going to get the give. Met in the backfield and stopped as he just crosses over the line of scrimmage for a gain of 1. Right now it's all ALA Gilbert North here in the 4A championship game. 20-7, the Eagles lead as they go into the final period of play. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com. Yeah, do 90.
I really wanted to work with robotics. When you come here, you have to act mature and meet deadlines. It's going to help me and my associates, in which I'll be a step closer in college. I'm going to have to apply these skills to the workforce. My ultimate career goal would be to be a mechanical engineer. MPC is transforming my life.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Start the fourth quarter, trailing 20-7. The Lobos are on their own 17-yard line after picking up the second turnover in the second half. We're only able to get 3 plays out of the first one, and right now facing a 3rd and 9, in danger of completing their third possession while running but 9 plays here in the second half. Got 3 receivers going out wide right, single man on the left as Butler's in at quarterback. Buys himself some time, then winds up and throws a short hop, one hopper, where his intended man, I can't see who that was intended for.
I didn't either, Derek. That ball kind of nosed down. Butler had a lot of time. Seemingly looked like had an open receiver and just maybe some missed footing and just underthrew it by about 8-9 yards.
I think he had estimated that he was going to have to throw some heat and wound up instead missing the mark by about 5 yards underneath him, as Lewis now waiting to receive a snap inside his 5-yard line. Again, being provided an opportunity to really step into one. There's nobody back to receive for ALA Gilbert North, so it takes a snowflake hop at the 42 and then rolls all the way down to the 32, so all the way down to the 31. The Eagles suspicious, beg your pardon, that a fake would have been in the works there, deep in Snowflake territory.
Well, they did show a fake. I believe it was it Prescott or was it Arcadia where they showed the fake, and it went for big yards. And I'm sure ALA Gilbert, in the position they're in, had seen that on film and said, hey, we're going to take this easy. I mean, Derek, they're still getting the ball on their 30, almost 1-ish yard line. And the way they've been chunking yards on these short passes, it's really not a bad position for them because they can chunk yards and eat clock.
Phelps is on the left of the line all the time, always, as he's going to move over to the far side where he's lined up again across from Frost. Handoff instead goes Beardall as he is met at the line of scrimmage, bounces to his left and winds up gaining 3. And it's Beardall right now who is running like the Snowflake ball carriers were in the first half. The Lobos still looking for their first down. Really need to get the ball back here in short order so they can try to get the offense figured out.
You know, Derek, I was actually going to make that point that you kind of beat me to there, is that they're taking a page out of the Lobo playbook here and chunking yards with Beardall.
2 receivers on each side. DeMonte with the snap. Now he's going to run. He's got a block from Beardall up at the 40 as he's now retreating back inside the 40. Brought down by Lewis. He's going to stop him at the 40 with forward progress.
It almost looked there to me, Derek, like DeMonte could have gone into slide mode and might have been a little bit safer off, but I don't blame him for not wanting to take that hit from these Lobo defenders. But great job for him to come up with that and kind of roll. It was amazing that nobody came up with a little bit of a rolled ankle or anything.
3 receivers going out wide left. Beardall on the left gets the call, needing some blocking help as he is able to force his way over the 40 and looks as if he's got enough for a comfort fit denture first down.
That looked like it was Mowers and Brimhall in on the stop there. Mowers coming from the defensive end spot, stepping up with Brimhall making that initial contact to blow him down, and very quickly jogging off the field is LeDuc as ALA Gilbert in the no huddle and taking their time, letting these seconds tick down, as I believe both teams only have 2 timeouts.
10:15 to go in the ball game. 20-7 the Eagles lead. Handed off Beardall. This time tries the left, gets tripped up as he approaches the 45 and has a gain of 4.
And I say seconds are precious, but as we tick under 10 minutes in this game, the seconds and possessions are becoming very precious for the Lobos, and they've got to have a stop. They had the turnover on the last drive right at the end of the third quarter. They got to have something dialed up here huge, even if it's a turnover on downs.
Single man on the right is Slade. High snap, fake the give. Beardall looking at Slade, caught in Snowflake territory as he's brought down at the 42. Gain of 12 and a comfort fit denture first down.
Huge gain, move the chains, keep the clock going. As if you're ALA right now, whether you are ahead by, well, you're ahead by 13 or whether it's 20, doesn't matter. You have the W in your sights. Just keep these seconds ticking away, and the Lobos are going to have to find that answer.
DeMonte from the shotgun with 9:20 to play. Swing this one out to Morris as he is isolated against 2 tacklers. It winds up gaining 4 yards, but a nice play in space there by Frost.
That play, Derek, has gone for just positive yards pretty much every time they've run it, and they've seemed to have been able to run it at will. I mean, basically the second half they came out and said, this is what we're going to run.
Handoff Beardall starts right, but he's stopped at the line. Brimhall got there first, gain of 1.
Gain of 1, 3rd and 5. But I think you're in 4-down territory here. I think you're definitely in a position where you gotta call your plays based off. You got 2 plays to get this first down at this point.
Eagles taking their time again. Still an eternity on the play clock. They lead 20-7. Now there's 8 minutes and 27 seconds left, and Snowflake has only run 9 plays here in the half.
That's all they've run in the half? My goodness.
Morris is in the backfield now as they hand it off to Beardall. It looks like he wants to wind up and throw it. He's got Slade back, and he'll have the catch despite there being contact with the quarterbacking running back, as it's a Comfort Fit Denture first down. And the ALA Gilbert North fans love it, but one might wonder why, is that was awfully dicey with a 2-touchdown lead in the waning minutes of the ball game. That could have gone sideways fast.
I think that's actually why they ran it, is they do have that lead and they're able to sit and say, hey, we're going to try this now. And the Lobo defense was lulled a little bit.
1st and goal at the 10. As the handoff, poor exchange, but Beardall's able to catch it. Now he's at the 5 and he gets punched. Still gains 6.
And Beardall gets tackled forward, and they're going to mark him at what, about the 3, Derek, is what I'm seeing?
So it'll be a gain of 7.
A gain of 2nd and goal for the 3.
20-7 lead already. Points here of any sort. Feel like they would extend this one beyond Snowflake's grasp. So if the Lobos have a 3rd turnover that they can dial up, now's the time, as Beardall this time met at the line of scrimmage and stopped maybe for a short loss. So make it 3rd down and goal.
Derek, I want to go back to a second to the halfback pass. I think, again, the reason that worked is we did not expect it. And football is an attempt to deceive your opponent within the rules, and that was a great job of doing that and catching the Snowflake defense off guard. And I got to credit ALA Gilbert's play calling for that one right there, because that potentially could have sealed a state title for them, put him in this position.
Phelps off the line on the left. Handoff goes Beardall, going to give it instead on the reverse to Slade. Got a blocker up front is DeMonte as he walks into the end zone for the score. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown.
Slade, I mean, that play again was the same type of thing we were talking about, as they took the reverse, the pitch, the momentum had shifted, and they went back the other way, and you have your quarterback out there, will not be denied a chance at a state title, and he's out there lead blocking, and he's putting one of the Lobo defenders on the ground in the end zone as Slade's able to walk in virtually untouched.
In to do the extra point duties, as they still haven't started the clock. As it looks as if ALA Gilbert North is going to go for the 2-pointer. Now, why not?
Why not? You're running more than 3 yards average on per play.
As DeMonte has the snap and throws this one in for Slade, who's got the catch. And it's now a 3-touchdown lead. 6:35 to go, 28-7. ALA Gilbert North is in a commanding situation, especially after the 2-point conversion. And this is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
That's unreal to me.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
I really wanted to work with robotics. When you come here, you have to act mature and meet deadlines. It's going to help me and my associates, in which I'll be a step closer in college. I'm going to have to apply these skills to the workforce. My ultimate career goal would be to be a mechanical engineer. MPC is transforming my life.
28-7 ALA Gilbert North with the lead as the Lobos coming up to the 4A conference after winning the previous two 3A championships. How many people live in Snowflake and Taylor?
I'd say about 10,000 ballpark.
10,000. Probably got at least 10 to 20,000 high school students surrounding ALA Gilbert North. So they're playing much different brands of football, and the Lobos ought to receive a tip of the hat that they are asked to come up here and play something that, at least as far as the potential for gathering talent and enrollment, is in a completely different universe.
You know, the Lobos have to take Derek who shows up on their doorstep.
That's right.
ALA Gilbert.
Well, here's the Northland Pioneer College kickoff that's hooking out of bounds. And there's the flag, but you're saying?
ALA Gilbert has the potential, if they wanted to, they could probably have 2,500 students in their school, which they don't. I don't care what you say or not. I'm sure if a certain young man who is very good at the sport of football enrolls at ALA Gilbert, he's not going to end up on the waiting list. He's going to end up being enrolled. But I don't know that for sure. Now, if a kid moves to Snowflake and he decides to go to Sholo, he's allowed to do that. A Sholo kid coming to Snowflake. But that's a half-hour drive, whereas they have however many high schools within potential to gain enrollment within a few minutes drive of their place.
Two receivers on either side. More on that in just a moment as Butler is moving Lewis over to his right. Braden Lewis hasn't spent much time in the backfield, as now Lerma's going to come and push him out wide left in the receiving position. And now Lewis coming back in motion. He is going to take this one, fake a pass. Now he's going to run. He gets over the 40, steps back outside. He's at the 50, puts his head down to get into ALA Gilbert North territory at the 45. A comfort fit denture first down and a gain of 20 for Lewis. But let's just take a look at LeDuc, who moved to Snowflake from Thatcher and had individual reasons for doing so and was forced to sit out the second half.
First half, you mean?
Or first half
yes,
of the season.
Yes, gotcha.
As here the Lobos already at the line of scrimmage with two receivers on either side. Of that includes Clares. There's a direct snap to Butler. He runs over the 40, cuts back outside, picks up a block at the 35. He's at the 30, serpentining at the 20, still on his feet at the 15, still upright at the 10, before finally pushed down inside the 10 for first and goal for the Lobos. That's a gain of 36.
Great job by Butler. And you know, Derek, I kind of want to go back to what we were talking about. I'm not stating anything and being biased towards the public school versus the charters and the private schools. I'm saying fact. And the fact of the matter is there's 10,000 people in that community. There's 870 to 920 students at the high school, and they have 106 kids playing football.
Split backs on either side of Butler, who just picked up that first down, handed off to Lerma. Steps inside to get into the 5 before tackled down to the 4 and set up second and goal. You say you're not being biased. I am, and I'm all right saying it.
Well, first of all, let's talk about Lerma. Snowflake going back to what's got him here and what's got him to this point. You know, 28-7 ball game. We could be interpreted as sour grapes at this point, but the fact of the matter is the Lobos have competed in 4A.
Split backs again on either side of Butler. Handoff, Lerma this time tries the right side as he's pushed into the end zone. There's no signal, and there it is. A Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown for Snowflake to make it 28-13. I guess that might explain some why ALA Gilbert North felt compelled to go for 2 after the previous touchdown. There is, of course, only 5 minutes and 4 seconds left, but Snowflake just scored in relatively short order.
You know, Derek, back to the thing we were talking about, and I'm just going to beat a dead horse here. Snowflake's been a public high school in Arizona since 1924. And that's their tradition that's rooted in that community and the people up there.
Sam Brown trying to get the extra point as there's a little bit of pressure, but he's able to kick it up and good. 28-14. Do you have a continuing thought?
I'm just saying that Snowflake's been around near 100 years, and if you look back to their history, they were a stake academy is what it was called before then. So they've been a public high school for 100 and plus years, and the tradition that runs deep up there, and the young men playing in first and second grade down at the Pee Wee level live for this. And the fact that they were moved up to 4A with the enrollment that they had, yes, they won it the last 2 years, and are here competing on this stage. We just have to sit and kind of tip our hat to them that they're here competing. And as much as it may not be the score right now as they're down 2 scores, but in a moral victory, if we can even have those, it's a huge moral victory for the school, for the football team, for the football program. Now, they lose this game. Does that mean they get to go back down to 3A? You know, we can look at the debacle with Eastmark this year. Eastmark actually beat this ALA Gilbert team early in the season, and what their enrollment is. And, you know, Snowflake came down yesterday. They had to go through all the fanfare and festivities of the stadium and all that yesterday, and they had to sleep in a hotel room last night where ALA Gilbert practiced on their own field, slept in their own beds. So it's a huge disadvantage. The last time a Northern team was in this position was 1997.
All right, Brown squibbing this one at the 40 where it's going to be fallen upon and gathered in by the Eagles at the 41.
And the Lobos are going to come out here with a little bit of fire in them and try to get us a turnover. And I'm sorry to rant, Derek, and I'm a bit of a homer being a teacher at the high school. I had been a part of the program for many years. Between being a part of the program and being a current AIA official and calling these games, I am a little biased for the Lobos and the fan base and the people, because I've seen the positive things it does for that community and the feel-good stories that come with it.
5 minutes and 3 seconds left. 2 touchdowns separate ALA Gilbert North and the Lobos as the handoff goes Beardall. He starts coming to the right, now tries to bounce it back to the left, but a nice stop there behind the line of scrimmage for the Lobos, especially Garrett Flake.
Garrett Flake, they have Garrett Flake as a 5'8", 140 senior, and Garrett Flake coming up and sweeping the legs there. ALA Gilbert's going to let this clock tick down. You know, we have play clocks visible to us, and they haven't really let it click down much past about 10 seconds, but I see them doing as much as they can to let that clock tick and these precious seconds go away.
Phelps coming in motion, fake the toss to him, but now the play blown dead as it looks as if a formation or, well, let's just listen.
Prior to the snap, ball start, offense, number 12. 5-yard penalty, 7
Back up, because it's on. So here we go. If anything's going to keep rolling in this direction, however, the clock starts, and we're ticking away with 4:20 left in the half.
Lobos got to get the ball back fast to have any shot. Now empty the backfield for DeMonte as he swings a pass out to Morris, gets a block at the 40 and then jumps forward to get all the yards lost on the last 2 plays and then another few, gains 10 and makes it 3rd down and 7, well, maybe 8 here for ALA Gilbert North. And I don't believe this is going to be any kind of 4-down circumstance. So if the Wildcats, that was last night, Holmes. If the Lobos can get the stop here, they're going to get the ball back at the very least. Another empty backfield for DeMonte as he's got 5 receivers, 3 of them going to the left, and that includes Phelps, and that's the direction he's looking. Now he's pressured, moves up in the pocket, runs over the 50, and has the Comfort Fit Denture first down, and that ought to do it.
That's a hard one to swallow right there as these seconds are just ticking away, and ALA can kind of begin to dump out the Gatorade jugs and start celebrating with this two-score lead on the clock, Derek.
Well, and the clock moving toward 3 minutes. They're going to be able to take at least 1 minute and 15 seconds if that's it. If they don't continue to use all the clock that they can. So now it's at 3 minutes, and they take the snap. Beardall is going to move to the near side, but he is brought down. The Lobos still with all sorts of fire in the belly.
That looked like Bryce White and Braden Lewis along with Braden LeDuc in there. I think the Lobos have 3 Bradens on the roster, all spelled different. So interesting, but
2nd and 11 as the Lobos, we can start looking toward next year.
They have a very loaded roster. Their offensive line, they have McCray coming back, Bryant back at quarterback. They do have some big holes to fix. Brimhall is going to be a huge loss, but the Lobos are going to be right back in the mix of the 4A conference again.
See what the schedulers have them lined up with next year as well. They had a brutal schedule as they're the fake to Beardall. DeMonte again spins this time over the left shoulder, drops this one off where it's had by Beardall, steps to the left as he is still in the open field and then falls down after picking up the Comfort Fit Denture first down. And now this crowd filled with nerds, leased infinities, and studio gangsters are really starting to feel it.
Well, I know it's cliche. I know it is, but you got to feel good about your season. I've had the fortune or misfortune, as it were, to be on the losing end of a championship game as a coach, and I've had the chance as a player to be on the winning side of a championship game, and the feeling is definitely different.
1 minute and 45 seconds left, and it looks now like the Eagles are assuming something that is akin to the victory formation. No, they're not, as Morris is going to carry that one.
It's been, as we look forward, the scheduling, I believe one game goes up schedule, one game goes down. As far as I understand, they're probably going to keep Sholo on the schedule as their 3A. And Sholo's not going to be a pushover next year coming back. But it'd be interesting to see if they get matched up against Cactus again, who ironically is playing after this game.
Well, and interestingly, again, you look at the Lobos non-league schedule being asked to play Cactus, Glendale, Bradshaw Mountain.
Glendale, who was a quarter for a semifinal team the year before.
And then it being placed in a region where you have ALA Gilbert North, Apache Junction, Post, and Butte. They, including Sholo, had 7 playoff teams on the schedule, and that semifinalist that you were just referencing. I mean, it was a slug. No, I beg your pardon. Northwest Christian make it 8.
Northwest Christian because I would maybe they'll send them to Yuma Catholic next year. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they ought to play that one in Tijuana, just for good measure.
Do they have a football field in Tijuana?
Does the AIA have jurisdiction in Tijuana?
It's been a good season, and it's hard because, a lot of these players did have the good fortune of having a ring from one, if not the last 2 seasons, but this is their senior year. But they made a solid voice in 4A and have nothing to hold their head about.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Again, I had assumed the victory formation, but, okay.
They're not giving up, Derek. They're not going down without a fight.
I don't know if there's like some sort of history between the ALA Gilbert North coaching staff and DeMonte. Are they just going to watch him get his head knocked off when he could be taking knees? I don't get it.
I don't know. I know that there's not a lot of love lost between these two teams, and I think the coaches would consider themselves friends, but there might be a wink-wink on that when the job's done.
Yeah.
Of course, we know the history of some of the coaches and going back, and a lot of the coaches on the Snowflake staff have been doing this for a lot of years and know a little bit of the history, but, it's an interesting year. I feel like as you look back on it, you have these guys lost to the 3A champs Eastmark. Now, we can sit and argue whether Eastmark belonged in the 3A conference or not. But
No, there's no argument. The answer is no, absolutely
okay,
not.
Fair enough. So, they did lose to the 3A champions. So what I kind of feel like is that what they did is they made the 4A conference extremely competitive, and they made Snowflake play in that mix. These Eagles were going to play in it no matter what because of their size. But they came up and they made them play in this mix. And 3A was a 4-team race.
Yeah. That included the Cougars as they're throwing this one. And it's going to be broken up. A nice play upfield. Is that Frost?
I believe that's Frost, and he's still feeling it on that, and we're going to get an injury timeout. They're going to have to – and he's been matched up against Phelps.
He has been, and he's been cramping up the entire –
I think, Derek, as we sit here in the broadcast, we wonder why.
I am wondering that.
And however, do I dare say Chin Lee about 12 years ago?
You're going to have to because I don't know what you're referencing.
When they were accused of stepping out of bounds on the 1-yard line so the quarterback could throw and break a state record of touchdown passes in a game. I'm not trying to – that's fact. That's fact on what happened, and a lot of these coaches are very similar to that coaching staff.
But now they're going to punt, but Snowflake has its expected fake coverage up there.
It'd be interesting to see a fake punt here, wouldn't it?
I'm going to abstain since I have nothing nice to say. A nice punt there by Phelps.
That's going to put 99-plus yards for the Lobos between them and a score with 1:07 left. And we're just a little bit of a minute over from this. And like I say, we're going to get a lot of critique about the small town and the small school, but the Lobos showed they belonged here, whether you agreed with the changes in the 4A conference or not. I mean, one could sit and say, well, if they were in 3A, they would have lost to Eastmark and may have not even been here.
I mean,
and so it goes to that. But 4A was extremely competitive this year, and the Lobos stuck their nose right into it, and I expect them to do the same next year.
Butler going to come back out as quarterback. He's got 3 receivers going to the right. He drops back deep in the end zone. Now he's going to run out of it. And falls forward to the 2. The Lobos do not have any more timeouts, so the clock runs under a minute to go. They trail 28-14.
And that's going to be a very big task ahead of them to try to get this.
Again, now with the shotgun snap, rolls to his right and throws another heater that's going to short hop there, who's going to come into the state championship game without any catches. I should say come out of it. But,
I was talking to Joe Clare, the head basketball coach, boys basketball coach for the Lobos, and I said, no matter what, on Monday you get your boys. We also got to remember that there's 7, if not more, going from this team to going to go join a basketball team that's already played 2 PowerPoint games. And we just don't effectively have the numbers in Snowflake to do this. They've been playing freshmen up on the varsity basketball.
Butler again from the end zone as this one juggled around and nearly intercepted.
That was a close one there.
Now, and to the point that you were just making, of course, the 3A championship game occurred 2 weeks ago. Championship?
The champion, yes, it was 2 weeks ago. Yes, you're right. It was the Friday after Thanksgiving.
The football team in Snowflake, the only one that is playing for a conference, but impacting the basketball program, which is still in 3A and would ordinarily have had its full roster. Not complaining, just pointing it out.
Just pointing it out, absolutely. And it's it's the rules that are in place.
Looking down the near sideline for Papa, who has to do some jostling but can't get it. Now it's going to give ALA Gilbert North the football at the 3 with 30 seconds to left. I mean, that's enough time to run a full gambit of 4 plays if it wants to. What do you say, Eagles, 28-14? Do you get a shinier ring if you win by 3 scores?
You do, absolutely.
I thought you might.
The score looks better on the ring when it says 35-14, not 28-14.
You got Phelps giving one of the Lobos a hug.
Well, these guys are friendly foes, and I think that they competed well tonight. The Lobos gave a great effort tonight and have nothing to hang their heads about. I know that's cliche, but it is true.
Got a big number in, taking a knee. Is that going to do it? The Lobos needed an entire quarter to try to get the offense going, and when it finally did, they were trailing 28-7 as ALA Gilbert North is dominant throughout the second half, and they are your 4A state champions, beating Snowflake 28-14. We will wrap it up after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Round Valley Wickenburg.
Oh my gosh, that's right. That was the day before Scotty was born.
I really wanted to work with robotics. When you come here, you have to act mature and meet deadlines. It's going to help me and my associates, in which I'll be a step closer in college. I'm going to have to apply these skills to the workforce. My ultimate career goal would be to be a mechanical engineer. MPC is transforming my life.
Gotta have somebody to throw him the ball.
Ace Hardware is certainly the place to get everything from hardware to tools, lumber to...
I just don't understand.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because it's close to where I live. My instructor taught me how to build a foundation and framing and use different tools I haven't used. There's always been work everywhere. I want to get educated and start from the bottom and learn how to find myself and what I can do. MPC is transforming my life.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Final score here at Sun Devil Stadium, the Lobos runner-up after falling to ALA Gilbert North 28-14. You know, I always kind of feel like the rematch is a little bit of a trap game for the team that won first, but I think that after watching these two teams play for a combined 96 minutes, there's very little doubt left that the Eagles had the superior club.
The Eagles did have a superior club, Derek, and gritting my teeth, congratulations to them, but real congratulations to the Lobos for being here and making it this far. One of the questions before the season is, how are the Lobos going to do in 4A? How are the Lobos going to do in 4A? Well, they answered that tonight. They're going to be runner-ups.
And again, when we already talked about the gauntlet that they were asked to play as far as the scheduling went, having had to play an additional 4 playoff games after the 8 teams that they had played that were in the playoffs previously, that is quite a schedule for a team that has a 3A enrollment and was made by a recent bylaw to come on up to the 4A conference, and I think that they played incredibly well, all factors considered. You also got to bear in mind the players that they had lost from those 2 championship teams. They were not exactly just rolling everything over into the 3A. These were guys that were, as you've mentioned, part of that as far as the accomplishments go, but this was a much different roster than the one that they had won the previous 2 championships at the 3A level.
And they were able to come out victorious, but again, they don't get the ring, they don't get the big gold ball, but I
because that's going to provide ultimately the separation that ALA Gilbert North is going to need, but I defer to your better judgment.
No, I just go back again. When we started that the Lobos ran like 9 plays in the second half, so they didn't really have a drive. ALA Gilbert, that one you talked about, that's what we need to go with, that's for sure.
How about the Deemer's glass-shattering hit of the game?
You know, the block DeMonte had that freed up that run by I can't remember now, but there was a lot of hitting going on. There was a lot of physicality, but glass shattering, I defer to you. And what are your thoughts?
Glass shattering, I think Brimhall had a big hit on the far sideline. I can't remember which quarter it was. I should have written that down.
They were kind of looking at stepping out of bounds or headed that direction, and he met him there quick. I think I got to go with that one too.
So that's the Deemer's glass-shattering hit of the game. Call 1-888-GLASS-MAN for all your glass needs. And now, the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game, I'm going to go a little bit outside the box, but before ALA Gilbert North got that go-ahead touchdown at the end of the half, there was a 3rd and 15 or 16 play where DeMonte hit, I believe it was Slade, for 15 yards to set up 4th and 1 that set it up eventually that touchdown pass at the goal line.
He hit Slade about the 35-yard line in the middle of the field, and Slade made that gain and was able to put it across or put it over the first down because they were behind the chains at that point, behind the sticks, and were able to put it there. So that's a great call on that one, Derek.
The Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics live to smile, love to smile, as We've had an extension to our football season this year here at italk1067.com because the Lobos playing in the 4A level. But now give us a little glimpse into what's going to be coming here as far as the basketball season goes.
You know, the Lobos are going to get, I believe it's 7 or 8 players are going to come out. They're playing a couple freshmen. They went down to Safford and played a tough Safford team and lost the other night. So I look for good things. That success breeds success, and success breeds winning. And, you know, the volleyball team won the state championship. The football team was runner-ups. The girls' soccer team was the first ever region champs. You know, just a couple years ago, we had both basketball teams as runner-ups. Twice in a row in football. We've had numerous region champs in basketball, softball. I believe baseball won at a time or two. So the Lobos aren't out of it by any stretch of the imagination. And success and winning breeds success and winning. And that's what they love in the small town, and that's what they love in that small town. So as we move forward with basketball, I expect nothing less than these players to strap on the high tops on Monday or whatever they wear nowadays, and they're going to be right at it.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
Ankles, baby.
Well, you know what I mean.
I do.
You know what I mean. But they're going to go right back to it Monday, and some of these guys are going to step on a mat and throw on a singlet, and we're just going to get on with sports, and in a few months we're going to be out in the cold calling some baseball and softball.
Last call here at Sun Devil Stadium. Snowflake, your state runner-up, 28-14. ALA Gilbert North overcomes the Lobos and are your state champs. For Aaron Hewish and everybody involved, I'm Derek Palmer, and we wish you a very pleasant weekend.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Octopus Car Wash, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport, and Horn Auto Center. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to italk1067.com.